I might mention some on the show. I've got a bit of a. I'm not sure. I've just come down with a summer cold this last couple of days. I probably. It's probably down to
summer cold.
Yeah, I got a summer cold, mate. It sucks ass.
I was reading that like Glastonbury is the place to have sex.
Wait, what?
Is that true?
Nice.
Well, we think when we got there on the Wednesday, we think a young couple who were in a big group across us. They kind of dwindled to just two, then they both disappeared both into the same small tent. Just before you got a little bit too grimy.
I've heard it's the place to be.
I've seen some sights, mate.
Yeah, I bet.
Filthy animals.
Yeah.
Rolling about in the mud, eh? Well, there was no mud this year. Makes a change.
No, there was no mud at all. It was hot. It was like a dust bowl, but there was a little bit of rain. A couple on the Saturday and Sunday morning.
Cool.
So it kind of took the edge off it a bit, but again, it was hot and sunny. I mean, it wasn't too bad.
I watched a bit on the telly. I think the only people I saw were the Foo Fighters and the Bee Gees. It turned out.
Dude, Craig David was there.
Yeah, no one cares. No one cares.
No.
Craig David. He's fucking awful, mate.
Yeah, not really my cup of tea.
Born to do it.
Oh, Jesus.
7 days. Fill me in. No.
Who else was there, then?
me in.
You guys hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh, thank God.
What time is it there, Elliot? What time is it there?
2:04 a.m. Dan.
Oh well.
Well,
You
I
got
woke
one
up
time?
at 5. No, I don't. I woke up at 5 p.m. So it's fine.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm sick. I've got. Yeah, you may have a summer cold. I've got a winter cold now, which is worse.
Summer cold? Because it's summer.
Not so sure about that.
I bet
Drink
your
some
winters
whiskey,
are a
Dan.
lot of summers.
Yeah, pretty much.
Not
Is it cold there, Elliot, then, or
all the time.
is it?
Yeah, but it's like 26 degrees.
That's what
No,
I'm
it's
saying.
not.
Right, are we going to get
I'll
the
look-
download of Alex's trip to America?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you want to hear? Do you want a recap or just straight into it?
We
Like,
want to
20
know.
minute.
We want to know
Just the
everything.
20-minute version.
You could start.
all right.
You start.
We want the whole story, and I need to find your YouTube channel so I can put some videos of you on as well.
All the funny
If you go
moments.
to the best one is actually John's Arcade.
Right, what's it called?
Yeah, I watched that.
John'sArcade.com.
Yeah, John's Arcade on
Cool.
YouTube,
Yeah.
and I think he's listed as Lost Nintendo Game.
He's
That's
got
the best one.
426 videos.
Yeah,
The recent one.
it's second from the last one that he's just put up.
Lost Game, Nintendo Sky Skipper Arcade.
That's it. That's the
Cool.
one.
Got it.
Is
Nice.
Leon still mad at me?
Yes. Never wants
Yeah.
to talk to you again.
Have you taken
Oh,
that piss about
dear.
vegans again, have you, Colin?
Well, it was more civil debate, and then her dad just came in, or Webby's dad came in, and
Oh,
he,
no,
was a,
Webby's
he was a
dad.
blunt instrument.
I'm not a big fan of the people who tell me they're vegan. They come up to me and they're like, "Oh, I'm vegan," and I'm like,
Right, I didn't mean
That's
to get on
great.
this topic.
I'm a
Sorry,
human
Webby.
It's all right. It's all right. You lad, you
Like-
can eat what you want. I don't care.
It's like, "Hi, I'm a vegan." It's like, "Hi, I'm 6'10". Where does this go from here? What's this conversation?
Well, that's why you need to ask them. You ask questions. You never know. You might become a
So,
vegan
Mark,
too.
were you running around in nature today?
Yes,
Can't
it
do
was
it.
amazing.
Like me too much.
We were looking at deer in the wild.
Were you really?
Yes.
You're not
I'm
shooting
gonna
him.
do that next week. I'm gonna
I
see
had no
bears and
rifles.
buffalo.
I had no rifle.
Mate,
Oh,
mate, I
dear.
love venison. Oh, venison's lovely.
Oh,
You
Dan, I had
bastard.
sausage
Venison
chips and eggs.
burgers.
Yeah. Don't have it when they're rutting though. If the male studs are rutting, the meat tastes off. It tastes a bit funny. It's full of testosterone.
Ugh.
Trust me. You want to do it off season. That's why
What's
they
rutting?
But they're basically on
Bashing
season.
heads.
Yeah. It's basically when the females are on season.
When they've
they,
got
the
raging
male-
boners. and
Yeah,
looking
pretty
for
much.
Somewhere to put it.
Yeah. That's don't eat
What's
venison.
Paul? PALL. Good times.
Right, are we
Oh,
going to
dear.
start then?
Yeah.
Is that pizza?
Oh,
What's
Wayne,
the order?
Sorry.
Who was that?
Alex, Elliot.
Oh,
To
I
be
thought it was
last.
pizza.
I'll be last.
Okay, right. So I'll go last because I've got pizza on the way. So
Well, introduce me last
I'm
anyway.
going to be super professional.
Introduce me last. That's fine.
Well,
That's all I
Alex
wanna
is
do.
going to take a while anyway because I've got his video
Yeah,
exactly.
going already. So I will go Alex, Colin, Sly, then Dan.
Yeah.
Okay, you ready?
All right.
Yeah.
Yep.
And a 3, and a 2, and a 1. Oh, I haven't even hit record. Hang on. And a 3, and a 2, and a 1. Hello and welcome to Mojo Radio, episode 426 for Sunday, the 2nd of July, 2017. I'm your host, Mark Webb, gamertag, Pearson ID, Steam ID, Webby317, and joining me today is...
Alex, all the way back from the US, Nintendo Arcade. How you doing,
Getting
guys?
ready to celebrate Brexit 1776. It's Kali Wally.
666 isn't the mark of the devil. It's the blue shell. It's Sly Armored.
I am the devil, so am I, Dan.
Right,
Oh dear.
so how are you all doing?
Fantastic.
That whole intro was
Good,
interrupted
tubby-tastic.
by some horrible seagulls.
Yeah, they're
getting
mine.
attacked.
Sorry.
Down
No, I've-
Brighton Way.
I've got the sun beaming into my room, and the seagulls are rutting on the roofs.
Wow.
This is the second time you've said rutting in the last 20 minutes.
Yeah, they are rutting though. That's the
It's all
thing.
that Glastonbury's having an effect on you, Dan.
Yes.
Apparently, July is the horniest month. I read it in a paper the other day.
The heat is on.
Anyway, so Alex has just come back from his trip to America to unveil Sky Skipper.
Yep.
So
Did you watch the stuff, guys? Did
I
you
watched
watch it?
some of it. I've actually
Saw
got
some of it.
I've got some of it streaming to our YouTube people right now from another YouTube channel because I like to steal things.
Yeah.
And well,
Yeah,
it's just been unveiled as we speak. Oh, there we go. Oh my God, it's Sky Skipper. Ah!
Jizzy.
Yeah, so tell us about your epic journey to the United
Yeah.
States of America to unveil the Sky
Start at the
Skipper
beginning.
arcade
When were you
machine.
born?
Well, I have to admit, I was so nervous about just getting through customs. Because you had to fill out the ESTA form, and I didn't tell didn't write out as well as I should have done, if you know what I mean. I had to tell a few porkies on the old ESTA form.
Why is that? Have you been arrested or something? And you
A
didn't
couple of
declare it?
times, but this is going back a long time ago. But I just thought, it'd be stupid to bring that up, so I just said
Yeah.
no. And I had these two really rare 1981 video games that look like bombs. You know what I mean? There's all these capacitors and wires hanging off them for the jump button and stuff. And it was just like, God, I was just absolutely shitting it. I really was. And I got through customs okay. They just asked me, where you going, how long you staying, and it was like, that's fine. But every airport I went through, they had to have a look, see what was in it, and most of the time they were fine. But I had to get all the electrical equipment inside, and I had to have it dabbed as well for drugs. And then I really got nervous because I thought this briefcase that I brought, I actually got from a car boot. And I thought, what if someone else has put something in it before me,
No, for God's sake.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
I know. So, I got to really shit myself. But yeah, I managed to get there anyway. Got to Whitney's house. Spent about 5 days at Whitney's house just getting the cabinet ready, because I took the PCBs over. He had a Popeye cabinet that he was converting to a Sky Skipper with all the repro art that we're putting on it. So we did that for about 5 days and just saw a bit of Louisville, went to the Louisville Slugger Museum, got myself a Sky Skipper baseball bat all made up, and went to a few retro stores, picked up a few games, picked up a nice copy of Secret of Mana on the Super Nintendo, and Chrono Trigger, which I started playing the other night, actually. And then, obviously, Atlanta, the big event that happened on the Thursday. We drove all the way up there. It took about 8 hours to get to Atlanta. And there I was met by John Jacobson. He's got his own YouTube channel, which is probably the one that you're showing now. He's a fantastic guy. He documented the whole event. inside the cabinet, you know, the whole history of the game, how it came about, and filmed a reveal on stage. Me, Billy Mitchell, Walter Day, and yeah, it was just brilliant, man. Absolutely brilliant. What can I say? I mean,
tell us a little bit about Billy Mitchell. Because
well,
me
Billy
and Peebs
Mitchell-
are big fans, and so Stan from watching that film.
King of Kong.
The King of Kong
King of
film.
King of
Yeah.
Kong, yeah. Well, it's a bit of a weird one. I can't knock the guy, because without Billy, we wouldn't have got into Nintendo of America. His contacts basically got us into the vaults at NOA to see the remaining last game, Sky Skipper. So he helped us a hell of a lot. But yeah, he certainly lives up to his kind of reputation, if you know what I mean. He's a bit of a prima donna, really. You know what I mean?
When you listen to this.
Yeah.
So he's a bit of a prick then, yeah.
No, don't say that.
I can't say that.
Well,
No,
I could
Because you had said before that was all an act for the cameras.
Yeah,
and
well,
stuff,
I mean,
and...
that film was. I mean, that film, King of Kong. If any of you seen it, guys, I mean, it was altered to make it more interesting, more fun, and a lot of things were cut out. And Billy was made to look like a complete and utter arsehole. And, you know, the guy's fine. He's got this big thing to live up for. I mean, he's a world champion back in the day at many games. Donkey Kong, Pac-Man. He's got a perfect score on Pac-Man. There's only like 3 people in the world that have ever done that. I mean, that's quite an achievement, and you know, you can't beat that. But there's a certain kind of air about the guy. You know what I mean? That I don't think I could get on a personal level, if you know what I mean. But you know, what can I say? I'm not gonna slate the guy.
I think he's a legend. So there you go.
Yeah. I mean, he is a legend.
He has the most
you know,
legendary haircut in the world.
Yeah. Well, the weird thing was, right, when we did the panel, after the reveal, we did a panel discussion. So me, Whitney, Walter Day, and Billy Mitchell were on this panel, and the audience were asking us questions, and we were going into a lot more detail about the game. But the weird thing was, right at the end of the panel, at the end of the row, was this looked like a transvestite. I thought, what the fuck is that? I looked round, it was a girl with a beard and big eyebrows. I thought, what the hell's she doing up here? And then I suddenly realised it's like a Billy Mitchell lookalike competition. And she'd won it, and they dragged her up. He dragged her up onto the panel. I just thought, what's she here? What's she got to do with Sky Skipper? You know, that really pissed me off, actually. Not a damn thing. And it's all about kind of him, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that was all a bit weird. But it was just cool hanging out with John, actually. John's a really cool guy. He's got a really cool YouTube channel. He does loads of arcade restorations. He's got his own podcast as well, which is cool. Does all the modern games. It was really cool to meet him, hang out with him.
Cool.
But, you know, just the whole reception of the game was great. I mean, you know, back in the day, this game didn't fare very well. That's why it was never released. But people look at the game in a different way now. You know, people are a lot more open to sort of its little quirkiness, if you know what I mean, and just accept it for what it is. And I think people got into it a lot more. You know, it was just nice to see a line of 20 odd people queuing up to play the game. You know, which was brilliant. I had to hang around the cab most of the time, just explaining the game to people, which was tiring. I mean, at the end of the weekend, I was absolutely shattered. Do you know what? I was actually sick and tired of talking about Sky Skipper. You know, your brain was just absolutely frazzled talking about the game. But, you know, it was just an amazing experience, really. You know, the whole story's interesting, you know?
Yeah.
What'd you think of America, then? Did you like driving on the wrong side of the road?
Well, I really felt like I was in America when I went to this Whitney's mate's house, Doc, who's like a dentist. And we're all sitting around drinking whiskies. He's brought all the whiskies out, all the bourbons, all the Kentucky bourbons. And then it got onto politics. All right, and I thought, well, I've got to try and stay out of this the best as I can. But when I arrived, I didn't know about all the terrorist attacks that happened in London. So they were kind of filling me in it all. And one of the guys was going, I don't know how the hell you guys get around London without guns. I was like, well, it's just what we're brought up to. You know, it's what we know. It's what we know. It's our culture. I said, "What? I know you guys have got guns, but have you got your own collection?" He said, "Have I got my own collection? Come and have a look at this lot." So he took me out into the garage, right, and there was this closet, this metal closet with this huge bloody combination lock, which he took a while to undo. Opened it up. Oh my God!
That's useful.
It looked like the Terminator.
Honestly, mate, there must have been 50 odd guns in there, and he's handing me these things, right? And I've never.
Hold this.
The last time I picked up a gun was probably at a scouting shooting range somewhere when I was 14 or something. This thing was fucking enormous, and it weighed a ton. And I'd had about half a bottle of whiskey by then, and I was sort of holding this gun, sort of moving around with it, and Doc's mate was sort of like ducking out of the way. He said, "Fucking hell, an Englishman with a gun after about half a bottle of whiskey is not good." But yeah, I mean, that really sent it home to me. I really felt like I was in America then, But I mean, nice. I'm not there to criticise their culture. I embraced it, and I enjoyed it, and I wasn't there to criticise the way of living or anything. I just go there, and I'm a visitor, so I'll just enjoy soaking it all up. The other thing, obviously, I noticed were food portions were absolutely huge.
Yeah,
I don't know if you saw that picture.
Unfortunately, yeah.
I mean,
fish and chips.
My God. 2 full-size pieces of cod.
Yeah, 2? You don't need 2.
Two. Put on a portion of chips under 2 massive slices of bread. 2 hush puppies, if you can explain what they are to me, Collie.
It's like fried cornmeal. Yeah,
that's it.
Like
deep fried cornmeal. So
I thought hush puppies were shoes.
No, they are also shoes.
They are.
They are.
And then a massive stack of onion rings. It's just like, fuck. And every person that's walking past me is twice the size of the plate. It's just unbelievable.
We got to get better at that.
What?
It's
portion
just too
control?
much.
We will.
It's quite easy, really.
The trouble with
such fucking food.
The trouble is the way I brought up, waste not, want not. My mum always taught me, to not leave anything on the plate. But obviously our portions are a lot smaller. But you just couldn't finish all of that. And then you also take it home with you as well. And then you're eating it the next day. And then you don't. And then obviously the whole thing that really got me as well was like Louisville. There's no high street that you can walk down where there's loads of shops that you walk in like you do in London. Let's go walk down the high street. There's nothing. It's just like restaurants, and then if you want to go shopping, you've got to drive out to the mall. So you go to the mall, and there's 1 shop, 2 shop, then you drive to the next shop, then you drive to the next shop. You're forced to drive everywhere.
High streets aren't a thing here in our cities. No. Yeah, in general. Yeah, there's shopping districts. Yeah, where everything's like in the same 2 or 3 block area, but yeah.
Yeah, that I missed. That I really did miss. Because I do like window shopping, looking around, like London or Brighton, down the alleys and stuff. It's just nice to, do you know what I mean? Grab an ice cream, mingle with people.
Get a 99p.
Yeah.
Or whatever it's called.
A 99p.
Is that what it is? A 99?
99, yeah, 99 flake.
Yeah.
Do you know why they call it a 99?
They don't. Well, they used to be 99 pence. They don't cost 99 pence anymore.
No, because there was 99 flakes in a box.
I think that's bullshit.
Was it ever 99p or?
Yeah, might be. Anyway, yeah. What else do you want to know?
Sky Skipper or games that you played at the convention or anything else?
I played, what's it called? Escape from a Planet Robo Monsters or something it's called. A really weird isometric arcade game. I think it was on the Amiga as well. That was quite cool. They didn't have that much. They didn't have many unusual games there. I was expecting a few more stuff that you don't get here in the UK. But it's pretty much, usual Gallagher, Pac-Mans and that sort of thing. Oh, Cloak and Dagger, that was quite an unusual arcade game. Couldn't get to grips with it at all. Quite a rare game. Loads of pinballs. Loads of sort of artwork, people selling stuff, which is always quite nice to see. Yeah, the whole event was really cool. I really enjoyed the event. There's a lot to see and play and that. But yeah, I've got to do it all over again now in the UK. So I hope you guys can make it.
Yeah, when's that happening again? October?
It's October. Play Manchester, 14th
cool.
and 15th. Yeah, and then it's on to the arcade club in the evening, where we're going to have a party. It's 15 quid to get in. He's going to put on a load of nibbles, and it's two floors of gaming, and it's just awesome. You've got to come along, guys.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's about it, really. I mean, back here now. I've got my little certificate. I've got my Water Day trading cards, which I can give out to anybody that wants one, which is quite cool.
Is your Skyskipper cabinet all the way done, or are you still working on
No, it's nowhere near done, Collie. It's at the moment, it's got no artwork on it. It's just got a Popeye bezel and Popeye marquee on it. I've got to gut the whole machine. I've got to put laminate on it. I've got the whole artwork coming over from the US in a couple of weeks' time. So I've got a lot to do, actually.
Better get on it.
But I've got 4 months, so I'm not overly... But, you know, it comes around so quickly, doesn't it? Yeah. Yeah. And, other than that, been playing Zelda, man. Did you get the DLC, Dan?
I did, yeah. I've got it.
Neither did I.
You haven't, Elliot? Have you played it much?
No, I have played it. I got the paraglider.
Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, got the tunic as well.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, it's cool. I mean, we've been buying all the different masks now. I've just found this guy who sells monster. You can trade monster parts with him. Have you found him?
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
Yeah, so you can get
he's in the villages at night.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so you can get we've just got the Lionel mask, so we can creep up to the Lionel now and just give him a good whacking before he turns around on you, which is pretty cool. And the Bobkin mask.
Give him a good whacking.
Yeah, it's opened up a lot, actually. And we just started the Master Sword.
Yeah, I started doing that. It's hard.
Now, it reminds me of a Devil May Cry. I'm sure it's in Devil May Cry or Bayonetta, where you descend down loads of levels.
Yeah.
And you have to survive each level. If you die sort of on level 5, you've got to start all the way back to the beginning again.
No.
Yeah, and you literally start with
That's
nada.
a piss take, dude. I'm not
you
going
don't
to start all
no
over.
Armor, no weapons.
I've died loads already, and I only just got off the plateau.
You start with absolutely nothing. So you have to pick up everything as you're going down to level. I don't know what it opens up. Obviously, you get the Master Sword back.
Yeah,
does it give you more powers?
Yeah, the Master Sword.
Fully upgraded.
Fully upgraded, so you basically don't lose power on it.
And that's it.
It never runs out of...
Never runs out of juice.
Whatever it is?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Oh, that's awesome.
Which is pretty sweet.
Yeah, that is cool.
And there's a Korok mask, right, with this DLC that, it shows you the location of every Korok seed as you're running by it or something like that?
I haven't got that yet. The other interesting thing, it's got your path. So it literally shows exactly wherever you've been on the map, which is quite nice because I've just discovered some new places I've never been before.
Same here.
Which is pretty damn cool. So a really good DLC pack. And obviously we've got another pack being revealed in October, is it?
Holiday 2017.
Yeah, Champions Quest. So I think it's involving the 4 champions in the main story.
You can't buy the DLC on its own, can you? You can only buy the pass for both.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah.
$20 and you get both pieces.
Yeah,
it seems reasonable. I've heard it changes the base game and some of the ways it works if you get the first DLC. I wonder if I want to play it without it.
Once you finish the main quest and you're playing back in it again, you'll notice that the game is a lot harder. You'll notice that some of the creatures are white and they are rock hard and they drop a lot more goodies for you. So the game is harder once you finish the main quest. The main quest is still open for you to do again, but it means you can just wander around the environment willy-nilly, just doing whatever you want, you know. Which is
exactly
pretty
what
cool.
I wanted. Yeah, exactly what I wanted, because I finished the main game, but I didn't really want to go back to it, because I knew this DLC was coming.
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet so far.
It is. I mean, it's still proven to be, a fantastic game. I mean, I've done over 300 hours on it now.
Wow. Oh, my goodness.
I mean, I have to admit, about 50 of those hours are probably Isabella. You know, because she's been playing it while I was in America. She's absolutely adoring it, and she's getting really good at it now. But other than that, I played Thumper. I downloaded that the other day.
That was any good?
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. So
who's making their dinner in the background?
Oh, it's my housemate dismantling a scaffold tower.
He's very sorry.
Tell him to shut up.
So Thumper's like this really, it's like a really weird, eerie sort of roller coaster of a kind of rhythm game. I don't know how else you could explain it really. You're sort of on a roller coaster.
Yeah.
And you look like a beetle. And you've got really sharp corners that come up. You have to press the right button at the corner and turn left or right on the analog stick at exactly the same time as you press the button. And then you've got little markers on the roller coaster that tell you when to press the button in rhythm. And then when you get it all right, you can send off like bullets off to this end of level boss at the end that you can see, which is really eerie. But it's really cool, really addictive. I'm finding it really addictive game.
Is the music any good?
It's not. It's not really music. It's just kind of background stuff. It's not like a rhythm. I don't know. It's really hard to explain.
Okay. I'll have a look at
All I would say is, I think for the money, it's worth it. I think it's addictive, and it's one of those little quick games you can just jump in and out of now and again. But I tell you what, you can half hurt your thumbs after a while. You know, it gets your adrenaline going. It's it's pretty cool.
Cool.
But other than that, I played a bit of Chrono Trigger, the game that I bought from America, and I played about an hour of that on the Super Nintendo and got sucked in. I didn't think I would, actually. I thought that was a kind of what do you call it? Not a turn-based, but
well, it is pretty
real
much,
action game, like Zelda. But actually, it's turn-based, like Final Fantasy, which I'm not that keen on. But the stories just dragged me right in.
It's renowned as one of the greatest JRPGs ever made, and
I know.
I the first time I played it was actually on the Nintendo DS. Because I brought a version on there, and oh my god, I just rinsed it from start to finish. And for me, it's one of the best RPGs I've ever played as well. Now,
really?
It's absolutely amazing. Yeah, it's that good.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, it surprised me, Mark, to be honest with you, because I wouldn't normally get into that kind of game. But I just looked at the clock. Well, fuck, I've been playing this for over an hour. It's dragged me right in. But I couldn't find the save point, and I was getting really, really tired. I thought, where the fuck is this save point? In the end, I had to just turn it off, so I've got to start from the beginning again. So I didn't know where to save it. Obviously, on the DS version, you could probably just save it wherever you want, can you?
From memory, you need to find the save points, I think.
Yeah, I don't know where they are. I don't know what they look like.
Little flashy crystals or something. I can't remember. Yeah.
Yeah.
Google is your friend.
Yeah, I should look that up. But yeah, enjoying that. I mean, for the money, I've definitely got to play it. I paid £200 for that game.
200 quid? Jesus.
Yeah.
Bloody hell, really?
Yeah.
For what?
For Chrono Trigger on Super Nintendo.
The Super Nintendo cartridge?
Yeah, fully boxed, mint box.
Is it on the SNES Mini?
No, it's not, mate.
Oh, I was going to say you made a great mistake.
Let's get on to that before we move on to you guys. I just wanted to talk about, obviously, Nintendo E3, which I don't think you really mentioned, did you?
We talked about it a bit. It was short. It wasn't very long, was it?
No. So what was your overall reaction to it? Was it
Mario?
E3, obviously, wasn't the favourite, was it?
Well, no, I quite enjoyed it. I think I enjoyed it more than Xbox, to be honest.
Did you? Okay. Yeah, I mean...
What do you think? I bought Switch.
Yeah, well, that's cool. That's really cool. I mean, for me, just the announcement of 2 new Metroid games was enough to just send me, over the hill, Fucking brilliant. I mean, I'm a massive Metroid fan, so just to show that that's actually in development, a new Metroid Prime. And obviously, I think the DS version looked pretty cool as well.
So one of my highlights from Nintendo was that Mario Rabbids game.
That's out in August.
Which looked like XCOM.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
I think I will be buying that just so I have more than 3 games on the Switch.
Definitely, mate. That looks really cool. I mean, obviously, I'm a massive fan of XCOM as well, so be interested to see how that plays out. And obviously
I fucking
Mario.
hate rabbits.
Oh.
I don't get the allure.
You can get to kill them in that game.
Oh, don't worry,
man.
Collie. It's like a Ubisoft Nintendo cross, so you're gonna hate half of it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool.
Mario Odyssey. Oh,
Mario Odyssey, yeah. That looks
it looks like Super Mario Galaxy, but like better.
And it's sort of Mario 64 as well. I thought more open ended. So yeah, I think
Did you play Galaxy on the Wii?
I finished both of them. Yeah.
Oh, what a great game!
It was awesome. Yeah, I mean, just absolutely fantastic. That's just going to be their. I think Christmas time, they've got to put a load more out. They're going to put limited editions out. With all the box art, they're gonna nail it. Christmas time, definitely.
It's gonna be Nintendo's strongest Christmas for years.
Oh, definitely.
It will be.
It will be if they can
crazy?
if they get any products in stock.
Well, let's talk about that then, because this is what's pissing me off this week with the announcement of the SNES Mini. Obviously, Super Nintendo's my favourite system.
I've got mine on pre-order, biatches.
Yeah. Well, you're lucky. You're lucky to get it on pre-order. How many people are still trying?
Well, Alex, you can buy mine off me for £200. How's that?
Oh, you fucker.
No, just swap him Chrono Trigger for it.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, man.
Alex.
I mean, I've managed to order one with a company called Very that I've never used before.
Very? Oh, my fucking God.
God.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Jesus Christ, they are fucking cowboys.
Well, this is my worry. This is happening all over again, isn't it? No one can pre-order it.
Well, they're a mail order company. They do everything on credit. Did they offer you free credit?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. How much are they charging you?
Well, I haven't done charged me anything yet.
Okay.
You'll
be fine. I'm sure it'll be fine.
I'm just so desperate to get one that I, go to the end of the earth for one.
Did you see my post in the Mojo Veterans chat earlier about the NES Famicom or Family Computer Mini that they've got at Play Asia at the moment?
No, I haven't seen that.
Have a look. £80.
Yeah. So you can get the Japanese version, can't you?
Yeah, 80
Yeah,
quid
you can.
Well, £80.
I've noticed that CEX has actually dropped the prices of the NES Mini now, finally.
Because they've got shitloads of stock.
Yeah.
Oh, is that all?
Yeah.
That's nice of them.
But what pisses me off, though, is you've got people that are buying 2 or 3 or pre-ordering 2 or 3 copies of the SNES Mini, which is really pissing me off, because it's like, what are you going to do with them? You ain't going to flip them.
But you're going to flog them, aren't you? You're going to flog them. Even if you flog them at 50% profit, you've paid for your console.
Yeah, and then you can't blame Nintendo then if there's a shortage, if everyone's buying 2 or 3 of something.
The market has created the market's created itself, basically. And no matter how much Nintendo try to push product into the market, you're always going to have people taking advantage of it. And if you advance something as high demand as this 3 months in advance, which, to be honest with you, is quite a quick turnaround between announcing and releasing. You're going to, otherwise, and if you do it sooner, you're going to have even more, chaos in your hands. You're going to have people falling over each other and prices even more sky high. You can't win. You can't.
No.
And the only thing I can say to this is if you buy off scalpers or con artists, you're just contributing to the problem. So don't do it.
No.
Yeah, but Nintendo are a fool unto themselves, because apparently they're only going to be selling this for 3 months.
Yep.
Yeah, that is true.
So get on it. If you want one, get it.
Yeah.
Which I understand, though. I had posted they're targeting a nostalgia movement right now. Like I wouldn't necessarily expect them
movement.
Well, just why haven't they done this before? Who knows? But in this moment, there's this desire for it, and so they're going to produce a limited quantity. They're not even producing it, right? They're going to pay some factory in China to put this kit together for them.
Yeah.
And so they're telling that factory, we want 5 million or we want 8 million of these, right? And I think their problem is they're unable to forecast correctly, the demand for this thing. And hopefully they retain the ability with whoever's going to make it to retap into it if there's massive shortages of it. I wanted to talk about the game catalog on it real quick, because all of these look like winners. Yeah. But there's a few I never played. So I want to. Secret of Mana, I've never played. Earthbound I've never played, but I've heard really, really good things about both of those being really top quality RPGs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have either of you
Secret
played
Mana.
any of those? Secret of Mana is good?
I finished
Secret Mana.
Mana.
I finished. Yeah,
I finished it as well when I was a student years ago. I finished it.
Is that a turn-based RPG, kind of like Final Fantasy, or how does it work?
No,
Okay.
no, it's not turn-based. It's like Zelda, isn't it? Yeah. And you've got,
is it? Okay.
Yeah. It's the music. It's by SquareSoft. It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I actually bought a copy when I was in America because it was a game I played and finished back in the day. So no, it plays like Zelda, and it looks a little bit like Zelda, but it's just so beautiful. Absolutely fantastic game.
It's very cute, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Earthbound, I've heard it's like a cult classic.
It is. Yeah, I haven't played it.
Mm-hmm. So all of these look like, much more so than the NES Classic, in my opinion. Like, I will spend time with pretty much every one of these games.
But what they are missing on the mini SNES is Mario All-Stars. And I know the Mario games are on the mini NES, but they were just so much better on the SNES with the updated graphics, etc.
But they want the mini NES. They want the mini NES, though.
Yeah, you can't really put them on the SNES.
Yeah, you can.
We get modded. Get modded.
Exactly.
I've already got Mario All Stars on my PC anyway, but it would have been nice to have it on that. But the one thing I am excited for is Star Fox 2, never released before.
No.
That's right.
Is it?
It may be. There's got to be some reason it wasn't released, right?
Well,
is that what Dan's getting at?
Well, it was going to be a CD-based game, wasn't it? But Nintendo opted out of the CD-based unit with Sony, and then by then the N64 was in development, so they just went with At Wars for that.
Yeah.
But the ROMs for the game have been around a long time, and you can download them anywhere you want. And you can actually get Super Nintendo cartridges made up, like reproduction ones, with sort of new artwork with a Star Fox or Star Wing 2 on it, which is quite cool. But all these games that they've got on there, these are all top dollar games.
They are.
If you want to buy original hardware, you're talking like Secret
These are
Mana,
5-star titles, yeah.
150 quid. Earthbound is a £500 game.
I don't know. I got Earthbound on my Wii U for $5.
Yeah,
there you go.
He's talking about the cartridge.
Oh, I know, I'm joking.
Yeah,
because Earthbound was never actually released in Europe.
Was it not?
No,
it wasn't. No,
it had an American and Japanese release only.
Yeah.
Bizarre.
Which is pretty cool.
I've never played a Kirby game in my life.
Oh, Kirby's awesome, man.
Is Kirby good?
Kirby
Super
is
Ghouls
good.
and Ghosts. I've never played Super Ghouls and Ghosts. I don't know that one.
I love and hate that game in equal measure.
Yeah, it's quite hard.
Yeah.
But F-Zero, spent a lot of time with F-Zero, Donkey Kong Country, Mega Man X, like Contra 3, obviously. Final Fantasy 3 is a great RPG, in and of itself. So,
yeah.
Is that the one where they go to the moon? I'm trying to remember.
No idea. Never played it.
Anyways, looking forward to this one. I want it for Christmas.
There's less games on the SNES Mini than there is on the NES, but I think they're top quality games, all of them.
Agree.
It's going to sell like hotcakes.
Yeah,
it will. I still can't find a place in the US to pre-order this thing. I've gone to Amazon; it's not available.
No, it's not. I don't think it's up for pre-order yet, is it? But Collie, I really want the American one, to be honest with you, because I collect American. SNES carts.
Yeah, because it's a different shape, isn't it? The SNES. Yeah.
It is ugly as fuck.
It is ugly as fuck.
Thank you, Dan.
I don't know why they made it that shitty fucking
boxy
style.
purple.
Yeah, it looks horrible.
It looks like it's made out of egg boxes, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Collie, if you get to order 2, can you get us one, mate?
Yeah, I will.
Good man, and I'll give you the money.
Okay.
Other than that, that's it, I think.
Cool. Well, it's very
just one more. Can we stay on Zelda for 1 second? I just wanted to say I've completed Breath of the Wild.
Nice.
Since I'd last been on.
Well, you're better than Stunty then.
Yep. 85 hours is my time to completion on Breath of the Wild. I've got 112 of the 120 shrines.
Yeah.
Nice.
And now the DLC has me wanting to go back into it. The game's not perfect. I had said the last time I was on that there are a couple of quibbles that I have with the game, but this is probably my game of the year. It is fantastic. It is a masterpiece, and it's certainly worth owning a Nintendo Switch for. So get on it and play it, people. It is brilliant.
What was your quibbles then, Collie?
I didn't like that the weapons break and often very quickly. The weapon, like the weapon durability.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one.
Is frustrating that I just got this cool sword and you kill 4 enemies with it and then it's busted.
And it's gone. That got me in the beginning, but once you get much deeper into the game and your armor's so much more powerful, you pick up so many weapons all the time.
That's right, and there is no shortage of weapons, right? You always seem to find them, and so I will give you credit for that. I maxed out my heart containers. So I got the 2 full rows of heart containers, and then I did 2 wheels of the stamina. I think you can get a 3rd full wheel of stamina if you get all the shrines.
That makes a difference, having all the stamina. But with the weapons, I mean, I would have actually preferred. You're right. I think I would have preferred a smithy where you could upgrade or repair your weapon, your favourite weapon of choice, instead of having to keep swapping around all the time. But I do agree with you on that.
But I love the armor, the different armor sets that you can get. So, you get the rubber suit so that you're immune to electricity. You can get the climbing suit so you climb faster. You can get the stealth suit so you can sneak around. All of that stuff's just really cool, really inventive, and you can kind of play the game with your own style. The cooking dynamic, it seemed maybe a little bit tedious at first, but I really liked figuring out the different recipes and figuring out, I want bananas, I want the durians for the extra hearts and the attack power. I can't
figure out how to cook things. How do you do it at a campfire?
So
you
need a pot. Yeah, you hold them and you drop them in the pot, Elliot. The trick is monster stuff. You don't mix real food with monster pieces. Monster stuff is for elixirs, and real food is for meals. Yeah,
I don't have a pot.
No, you don't need one.
You have to have insects or lizards for elixirs. For the monster
you got to get to the first village, Elliot, before you start worrying about cooking. So get to Hatno Village.
Is that after you get the paraglider and he says, go find this guy? Okay, I'm on my way there, but I keep dying because I've got no arrows and I can't shoot them. It's annoying.
There's a cooking pot there. Yeah, I mean, the beginning of the game is actually harder than the end of the game, if you ask me, in terms of, how much they give you to be able to accomplish your tasks. You die a lot more in the beginning, climbing things and having to find, resting for stamina and stuff. All that stuff gets much, much easier over time. As you level up your character.
I had to do, obviously on Great Plateau, you've got to do all the shrines before it gives you the paraglider and lets you leave. But there's one that's at the top of Mount Hyrule, and you get 2 choices. You can either go through the snow, where I kept freezing to death, or I found out you can climb the mountain on the other side if you do the resting strategy. Yeah. And that was just a cool thing, there'd be like multiple
there's
paths.
So many different ways of tackling this game. Like, if you haven't got the right clothing to tackle a cold mountain, you can find weapons that, like a flame sword,
flame
sword
that keeps you warm.
So if
you equip it, or carry a torch,
it will keep you warm.
Or make a potion.
Or make a
I just
potion.
got the tunic, so now I can go through cold places, I think.
There's so many different ways of solving the puzzles. It's not one linear way of solving that puzzle. You can do it any way you want. Like, I don't know. Like, there's one shrine you had to balance stuff on these scales, and there was nothing in that room. So I literally had to take all my armor off, all my weapons, and just use the magnesis and dump them all my tools and weaponry on the scales to get the scales to go right. But there was actually a metal cube which I didn't see, so I could have used that. But I mean, what I'm trying to say is just so many different ways of tackling the puzzles if you want to, which is really ingenious, I think.
They've created a good world with a good physics system, and they let you go at it however you want, kind of. Which is really cool. I feel like Skyrim was a big inspiration for this game with how vast the world is.
They'd admit that,
yeah.
They'd admit that. In fact, I think Skyrim's coming out for Switch, isn't it? Where you can actually use Zelda clothing in it.
Yeah.
Which is quite
Anyways, you had talked about it, so I didn't want to move on before saying I finished it.
No, it's cool.
Yeah.
And apparently, Elliot's picked up a Switch. By the sounds of it.
You picked up a Switch?
I've already given it away, haven't I? Because I started talking about Zelda. Anyway, I kept gushing over Mario. Anyway, carry on.
Beg your pardon?
So, I'll let you talk about that in your segment there, Elliot, because I'm interested to see what you think of it. But, other than that, I'm done, guys. Let's move on.
Who's next?
Okay.
Was it Dan?
Is it me?
Was it Colin? I can't remember.
No, it's me.
Oh, hi,
it's
Colin.
Me. Hey, so it's been a little while since I've been on. So it's a lot of time with Zelda, 85 hours, finished it. I'm looking forward to getting the DLC and playing it. I have spent some time with Mario Kart 8. Elliot, I hope that doesn't ruin the rest of your, your
Cat's
time
out
when
of
it's
the
your time to
bag,
go.
you know.
Well, let's talk about it now. Just talk about it now, guys. Talk
it's
about your
freaking
whimsical
awesome.
times.
Mario Kart 8
Yeah.
continues to be amazing. And Elliot, if you want to
Great
talk
game.
about your experience of getting a Switch, go ahead. Like it was there in the store.
I was gonna save the actual Switch story for my bit, but I
just
will
do it
talk
now.
about
That's fine.
Mario Kart. So I was gonna talk about a little Mario Kart session. So we had me, you, and Stuntmaster, and I played with Dan earlier in the day, but he ditched us and didn't play with us in the end.
Yeah, bunch of losers.
Yeah.
Carry on.
I played with you. I beat you while playing in tablet mode with the Joy-Cons attached, lying down on my back on my settee.
All right, Elliot.
Oh, cool.
So
I'm
much
going to join you this
showboating now.
week. I'll join you this
Yeah.
week, guys.
We had
No,
a good race session
yeah.
yesterday morning, Alex. You should have
Yeah,
joined
we
us.
Yeah, I will.
We're in the Discord. I had my Pro Controller out. I was ready, and the fixtures didn't lie. I won every single one except the one where the AI won, but I beat everyone else, so I still won. Can't believe an AI beat all of us.
So how come you
Mario
picked up a
Kart-
Switch then? Anyway, I want to know
Yeah.
why.
Why?
Just after you spent a fortune just building your PC and now you're splashing the
Yeah.
cash again.
And a PS4. You forgot the PS4.
Oh, it must be nice to have so much disposable income living with your parents.
Yeah.
eh?
That will
much,
change,
yeah.
so don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Anyway, why did I get a Switch? Because I wanted to never have the issue of not being able to play any game. Because now I have a PC that can run any game, the Xbox One play any game, PS4 play any game, Switch play any game. There's never going to be a game I miss out on.
Yeah.
That was the big bullet point, and then the second one was Super Mario Odyssey, because that game is, if it's anything like Galaxy, it's gonna blow me away and probably be my game of the year.
Yeah.
Mm.
What do you think the actual
Also,
console
Mario.
then?
Yeah, how are you
But what
liking
I
it so
think-
far?
Right. So obviously, this all started because I played it. I think I mentioned it last week. I played it with someone else, and I played their Switch, and we played
A
Mario. and they said-
lady friend.
Oh, this is where Elliot
Not
got his
it.
first
No,
kiss.
no, it wasn't. Different lady.
Was it first base, was it, or second base?
Oh,
Did you
Still
put a
first,
hand?
but
Did a hand touch the boob? That's what we want to know.
no.
No. Oh.
he's a gentleman, Mark.
You guys are seatbelt men.
Yes, we are.
Oh, guys.
Carry on.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Anyway,
19 again.
Different girl.
Ooh,
different
you
girl. Oh.
slut.
Nice.
Oh.
How old are you, Elliot? 20?
18.
18.
No, 18.
We're allowed
Whatever
to
it
mock
was.
him. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Allowed to drink. Anyway. Played the Switch. Had fun. Like I said last
So there's
week.
no
I
shortage
think
in Australia? Because
Nope.
there's still there's a
first shop I
shortage here.
walked into.
Yeah, there's no people in
Yeah.
Australia, that's why.
Exactly, yeah. We've only
It's
got
about 2
20.
Is there about 2 million of you? It's about that?
23.
23 million? I don't know.
In that
23
giant
million
Just
Yeah,
real
yeah.
quick on buying a Switch, my brother actually purchased 2 Nintendo Switches a couple weeks ago in your great city of London. He was there on a business trip. And he said the way he found it was he was doing constant Twitter. He was in London for a week doing constant Twitter searches for Nintendo Switch stock London. And he came across finally a tweet that said, we've got new Switches in stock in our London store at blah, blah, blah. Someone tweeted. And so he immediately called the guy, went down there. This is the same day he's supposed to catch a flight, about 2 hours before he's supposed to be heading to Heathrow to catch a flight. Apparently, there was something where they needed his passport in order to run his credit card, and he didn't have it on him, and he left it in his hotel. And so he gave them, I think he put 50 pounds down on the counter and said, "Do not sell these. I will be back." And immediately called got in a taxi and went and got his passport and came back.
Jeez, bloody
Got
hell.
2 Nintendo Switches in London. It was kind of a ball ache, but he deprived, and then he directly took them back to Bangkok, Thailand with him. So
Just to give to his lady boys.
-2. Yeah.
Nice.
Anyways, there's still a shortage of them over here, and
They're
I've
in
been
stock
keeping
in
my eye
Amazon
on it.
here, so
Are they?
Yeah.
Mm.
Did everyone
Anyway.
get the neon Joy-Cons?
Yeah, I've got both.
Yeah,
The
so
red
and
I've
blue.
got the neon.
Blue,
But when you say
pink.
neon, there's also these neon green ones as well, right?
Yeah.
Are they
They're
yellow?
ones.
I'm just
Yeah,
talking
they're
about
yellow
the
or
red
green.
and blue ones. That's
Got
literally what they call them. Yeah.
Yeah, for me, that's the Nintendo colours, red and blue. I think they
Yeah,
look
that's
cool.
what I've got.
Yeah,
Yeah.
matches my Donkey Kong and my
so
Donkey Kong
anyway.
Junior.
Go
I
ahead,
think
Elliot.
I think in tablet mode the screen's too small. It's not so bad if you're holding it up like to your face with your hands on either side, but if you're trying to put it on a coffee table and have two people play it, it's really small. So wouldn't recommend it for split screen unless you're like sitting right up against it.
Can I just say though,
Yeah, go on.
the Switch is great when you're working from home, taking a conference call.
Yep.
I was in Zelda doing shrines while working from home on the tablet, and it's brilliant for that purpose. I love the portability in that regard, so can't complain about the smallness.
I'm going to be using it for my train commute. I bought a carry case, so I'll be using it for my trips to uni.
Cool.
That was the other selling factor. So I got Zelda, Mario Kart, and ARMS, which I've only played a bit of, but I might save that.
Arms yet.
I might save that for my section, so I have
Well,
something.
say now,
to talk
man.
about.
Say now.
Oh, all right. Well, we're getting it all out there.
Yeah,
Get it all
man.
out.
Let's go with the flow.
Lay it on
Yeah,
the
we don't need to
table.
do, oh, it's now my turn, so I'm not going to talk. Wee. Let's just
Lay
fucking
it
talk.
on the table, Elliot. Lay
Talk
it on
about
the
this
table
shit.
for all to see.
Yeah.
All right. So,
Get it out.
ARMS. Dan, I think you've played ARMS, haven't you?
I played ARMS quite a bit, actually.
It looks weird.
ARMS is
So-
cool.
I played it against my brother, and we did some fights, and he kicked my ass because he was a button-mashing little prick.
Yeah, this means
But-
you'll get better.
Yeah, so you're like robots, and you got really long arms, and you like punch. It's like a boxing game, but you can like go around the whole arena. Like you can walk for miles. It's not like you're fixed
You can
against each
bend
other.
your arms, can't you? Round
You
corners
can.
and stuff. Yeah.
And also, it's not limited to 1v1. I know you can do 1v1, v1, v1, so 4
Yeah.
people.
Well, you can do team ups
Yeah.
as well. You can have 2 versus 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
I've not
best
played
way.
much.
I mean, the best way to describe this, it's obviously a new IP, and the premise is that these special masks that people wear make their arms go all bendy. So you'll have all the different characters having different, kind of bendy arms for different reasons. So there's a girl with noodle arms, and a bloke with snake arms, and there's a mummy guy there with bandage arms. So it's kind
Master
of
Mummy.
yeah, it's very, again, it's classic Nintendo character design, and it works. I mean,
I quite like the art style's cool.
Yeah, it works. It's the best
It's
way
got-
to describe it. It's like Super Punch Out, but
It's got more than boxing, hasn't it? It's got
yeah.
like volleyball and basketball as well.
That's what I'm
I think.
watching at the moment is volleyball on the stream.
I'm watching
and
it
I'm
as
like,
well,
what
'cause
the
I've-
Because
fuck
all
is
the
this?
all the arm attachments do different things as well.
Yeah.
Can't
Well,
you?
Yeah.
the premise is that you can play it in three ways. You can easily play it with a Joy-Con in each hand, and then you'll have stylistic moves to, punch left and right, and you're actually playing almost like a Wii game. Or you can play it with a Joy-Con, like two Joy-Cons in a joypad holder, or the professional controller, or obviously on the tablet mode, and then it becomes like a very regular fighter where you have your left and right punches, but the analog stick will control the curvature of the arm, so you can do like swerve attacks, and you can undercut stuff really quickly.
Now, is there a story mode in this? Is there an end-level bosses?
There's an arcade mode with a boss, yeah, and the boss is going to be free DLC in a couple of weeks, I think. They're going to release it as that, but it's fun enough, and the online works a treat.
Yeah.
There's an online.
Yeah, I was fighting people from like Japan and Spain and stuff on there, and I had no issues at all.
It's
cool.
kind of
that's good to hear.
It's kind of like a really cool online lobby though, because you all get chucked in, and then whoever's free in the lobby after finishing a match will most likely get paired with other people, and then you'll
tries
either
to
have
pay you with people who you haven't just fought as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's really clever, and then you can do different modes. It will basically randomize what you're playing, so you can easily, if you're playing just for fun, you could end up with like a free on three match, or a 2-on, like a 1-on-1 and 1 match, or you could have a basketball match, and it will just pair you accordingly. And so it's very rare that you'll have any downtime in between matches. It's solid. I need to play it some more because I'm fucking awful at it.
Oh, I'll fight you at it. I'm rubbish at it as well.
That's the game I need to get. I need to get that.
Oh, yeah, you do.
Cool.
And then if Collie gets it, then we've got 4 people. We can have 4-way fighting.
Yeah,
well, let's do that this week then. I'll pick it up this week and we'll
Collie, buy it.
Jump on. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes,
Anyway.
I'll buy it. Good. Thanks, Colin.
Yes, I'm American. I'll buy
Sorry,
it.
I'm making a sandwich. I've been thinking about getting it. I was reading the Amazon reviews for this game, and everyone was like, the top 4 reviews on Amazon were like, this game is a hard workout. I play this game for 5 minutes and I'm sweating like crazy and all
but you
this
can
stuff.
just use a controller. You don't have to use the Joy-Cons like Wii controllers. You can use the Pro.
Okay. And is
it
it more effective to do? It seems like it would be more effective to just do the button pushing, right? Than it would be to use the motion control.
I can't the Joy-Cons. I've got no coordination. So,
I did play it when I went to the Nintendo Premier, the Switch Premier, a month before it was released, and I played with the Joy-Cons. And I don't know if I showed it in my video. I was playing this young kid, and I totally whipped my ass. And I was playing it like the old Wii remotes, where you had to really extend your arms. But these HD Rumble Joy-Cons, I mean, they're so sensitive. You only have to do little taps, and it works quite well. But I think, if for real competitive play, I think I'd rather play with a Pro controller. I think you'd probably be better off with that. If you want to play
Pro controller was the best decision I made when I bought my Switch.
Yeah, so what do you think of that then, Elliot? Do you like that? The Pro controller?
Pro controller is great. Reminds me of like the 360 controller.
Well, the early Xbox one, I thought more.
Yeah. I also like that it's got the motion sensor in it, because before I realised you don't have to use it in Mario Kart, I was using it to do the little flicks when you jump, but it turns out you can just hit like right bumper and it does it.
Yeah.
But it's very responsive.
Oh, yeah. I want to get arms. I want to get the controller. I'm in save money mode now, though, because I bought my wife recently a replacement wedding ring. She lost her wedding ring when we moved to Singapore.
Ooh.
So yeah, I want to get arms. I want to get the Pro controller. That's $70 for the controller, $60 for the game. I'll probably end up getting it very soon here, but yeah, too much stuff to buy. Too many games. And I've got tons of games still to keep playing me through the end of the year, so that's why I had wanted to hold off on arms. But if you guys are if you guys are gonna herald the game as being an awesome experience that we need to have as a multiplayer community, then certainly I will entertain the notion of getting it.
I can see it being as much fun as we had on Mario Kart yesterday.
Yeah.
But it's max 4 players, right?
Yeah.
For arms? Okay.
We just need Webby to get one now, don't we? Webby.
It's not happening, mate. It's not happening.
Come on, man.
Can't afford it, mate.
Webby, of all these games you bought in the Steam sale, you could have half a Switch.
Dude, I've refunded nearly every single game I bought in the Steam sale. Apart from
really?
I'm very much considering refunding Tabletop because we've played it once.
I think the only game I haven't refunded is GTA. I think I've refunded everything else.
Wait,
Steam sales.
Buy something today?
Steam sales made me laugh so much.
I got Dark Souls on the
gamers,
Xbox.
right, Dan?
How do you refund the DLC?
No, you can refund download games on Xbox as well now.
What? So how much do you get back?
You buy it,
say
you
the game's £50, right? You finish it within a day. So
no, it's only if you played it for less than 2 hours and you've had it for less than 2 weeks.
This is on Steam, yeah.
Yeah, but you can also do the refund
if you had the
on
physical
Xbox.
copy, you'd probably get £30 back, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I'm just glad because on this podcast, me, Alex, and Dan are sensible console gamers. We waste all this money on PC gaming.
Hang on.
Stupid bollocky nonsense.
PC games are less than half the price of console games.
I'm cutting in. Who's the most multi-platform here? It's me. I own all the next-gen consoles and a PC.
It's all about Elliot.
You could argue that, but you could argue that the retro, like if you play games from sort of the arcade through right the way up to now, is multi-platform in a way, couldn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Because I played DS games, Wii games, GameCube games. I'll play the whole lot. There's games that I haven't played on the GameCube yet I want to play. But I think because
every single console you just listed is a Nintendo console.
I know.
So no, you're not.
Where's
Most
the
platform.
Nintendo arcade?
I think we need an arm wrestle to decide this.
Who's
I
screaming?
think we need an
Someone's
arms
screaming.
wrestle.
My children. Jen, give me my belt.
I heard that chuckle, Dan. I heard you chuckle.
See, it makes me laugh. I mean, the thing is though, Dark Souls 3 was actually cheaper on the Xbox than it was in the Steam sale.
Yeah, Elliot. Yeah.
But you still have to buy it though, Webby.
Yeah, so
Yeah, but you could just not buy it, and then that's zero money.
When are you
Yeah.
going to play that?
today I was playing it today.
Okay.
I did.
Ooh.
I will witness that he actually did log on to his Xbox.
For
once, he did not. He did not join my party.
Sorry,
I was very
don't join
disappointed.
that game on the PS4.
I was thinking he was still mad at me about the vegetarian crap. But anyway,
I'm pretty sure Webby owns it on PS4.
No, I don't. I had it when I was console sharing with Phil.
Oh.
Yeah.
right. Where are we?
Anyway, where were
I'm
we?
still talking about the Switch. I talked a lot about ARMS.
The Switch is charming. I just hope
Switch
the
is
games.
good.
So upcoming games,
Right,
Odyssey.
Splatoon 2. Splatoon 2's in like 2 weeks.
I don't know
Yeah.
if Splatoon interests me. Is it any good?
It
Was
is
Splatoon
very
1
good.
good?
No.
It's
It's
excellent.
excellent. You'll
That's
love
not
it.
what you got to buy.
Too kiddie.
Splatoon 2. There's Mario Rabbids. Super Mario Odyssey. What else is there, Dan? Help me out.
The Pokemon Tekken
Oh,
thing.
Skyrim.
Yeah, they got. A
Don't care
Pokemon
about
Tekken
Skyrim.
game.
I
Yeah,
just
no,
hope they
don't
keep
know.
good games coming out. There's a game on there that just came out recently called Oceanhorn
Yeah.
that I talked a little bit about. I want to hear if that. I've been watching a couple YouTube reviews. Apparently, this was an iOS game. It looks very Zelda inspired. It looks like a cross between A Link to the Past and Wind Waker.
Okay.
It's got an ocean theme, but it's it's top down, and it's out for the Switch. It's $14.99 on the Switch. It's called Oceanhorn, and I've only heard good things about it, so I may be getting that as well.
Yeah. The
Here.
Binding of
I
Isaac
really-
looks cool.
Yeah.
I really would like a Smash Brothers game. I'd really
Well,
like
me
one.
too.
Never
You have
played a
Smash-
Smash Brothers game.
Smash Bros is absolutely awesome.
Well,
That'll
Brawlout.
come.
Brawlout. That's never coming out.
Do you know
Oh,
what
I
is
hope it does.
coming out at some point? Metroid 4.
Yeah.
Mm.
Can't wait for that. What else? We've got Cave Story, which is a really rare DS game, really
Is
expensive.
Cave
game to
Story
get
any
now.
good?
It's a really cool game. What else have we got? There's a lot
Webby,
of
I can
indie
get
stuff.
Chrono Trigger on the Virtual Console for the Wii U. Is that worth playing?
It's fucking awesome. So
Okay,
yes.
I shall.
Right. Anyway, is it still your go, Colin?
Let's keep
Are we
it
still-
moving.
are we
No,
still-
yeah,
Yeah,
still
it's
my go.
technically Colin's go, and it
Persona
became my
5.
go.
Persona
Yeah. Have you
5.
still been playing any Persona, or you just kind of?
Yes.
Okay.
No, I have been. I've been playing it on the weekdays after work. I have started the 4th dungeon. I'm in a desert in a pyramid type thing. And the story's taken an interesting turn. Without spoiling it, the 4th person is someone very close to someone in the story. So this game, like, the more I realize, like, this game is when you want a change of pace, right? You don't want intense action. You don't want, to be scared or have some sort of crazy intense story. This is a very leisurely, it's almost like playing a comic book type scenario until you get into a dungeon, working on your social links, schmoozing the girls, that type of thing. So I still haven't gotten the trophy for romancing someone yet. Elliot, I aspire to be like you in that regard here in the future. But every time I check my link with my teacher, it says my bond with her will not strengthen yet. So I don't do it. I only spend time with people if it says my bond will strengthen.
I've started doing that because I wasted too many when it wasn't going to deepen, so I just stopped.
If it won't
found
deepen,
myself working
instead I go
on it.
work on my charm, or I work on my guts, or I work
Yep.
on kind of leveling my character. So
I did like the the third phase of the burger challenge, which is
I have only done the second of that one. Anyway, Persona 5 is still freaking fantastic. I'm loving it. I am 90 hours on Persona 5.
What?
I could see. Yep, and I'm only just started
How?
the 4th dungeon.
I don't understand
Because-
this.
I'm on Dungeon 6 and I've got 38 hours.
I am playing it on normal, not easy. So it's taken me longer. You know, there are times where I have to get out of the dungeon and come back.
I'm not playing it on easy. I'm playing it on super easy.
So anyways, yeah, that game's going to take me a long time, and I'm totally fine with that. I wish I could say I've played more Nier Automata, but I have not. I have not played any more Mass Effect Andromeda. The only other game I have been playing is fracking Overwatch, and I've had a great few sessions over the last several weekends.
Yes.
With my brother, my kids, my friend from high school recently got an Xbox One. He lives in California, and so it's been great to kind of reconnect with him over the Xbox. And Dan's joined us for a few sessions, as well as some others, and it's been a grand old time. Webby's joined as well. Yes, thank you.
And then we played some Battlefield, and it was amazing. Apart from Peeps couldn't get in because he's a noob.
Yeah. Anyways, that's me done. Gaming's good right now.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
Very good. Who's next?
That's me. Well, after I stop choking, I'll get started on Talisman. So Wes and I went back to it after we talked about it last week. We gave it another go. We actually finished a full match, me, Wes, and his friend Fred. Now, I don't know, Webby hasn't played it with us yet, but I think we've got the gist of it. Basically, you roll the dice, and you'll land on a space, and you'll get an encounter, and basically whatever you roll is what happens to you. And it becomes very competitive because then you're trying to outroll and kill your friends. And yeah, it's a cool game. The whole idea is to go from the outside rim to the inside. And if you get to the inside, you get like on the crown of power or something. And if you roll certain numbers, you can take a life off everyone. And if you're like Wes, you get really lucky and just murder us all. Well done, Wes.
So this is actually a classic board game that is now available in digital form on Steam for £1.60.
Yeah, we convinced 2 rooms to buy it today.
It's also available on PlayStation 4 for £25. Yeah.
What's that? Steam sales are better. What's that?
And you can also get it on your mobile phone as well. I'm not sure how much it is. I think it's only a couple of quid on your mobile phone. But yeah, it's a great board game. I've actually played the real board game of this once. That was ages ago, and we had a really, really good time with that. I've not actually played the digital version with anyone else, only single player. But yeah, I can attest to what Sly's saying. It's a really, really good game.
Yeah, it takes like 2 hours. There was 3 of us and an AI. We thought we should keep an AI in to keep it fresh, and we had good fun. Like I made a raft and I crossed the river, and it let me go in the inner circle. And then I was chasing Wes to the end, and he beat me there, and then he killed me. And I was the most powerful character in the game for a long, long time. After about an hour, I had like 15 strength, I want to say, and everyone else had like 10. So any fight I got into, I won from like the 1 hour mark. But didn't stop me from losing because Wes beat me to the middle. Well done, Wes. It's a good game, and I hope Webby joins me on it.
I will at some point when I'm not so busy.
Yeah, but when though?
Don't know.
Anyway, Battlegrounds, the game we always talk about. They
Yes.
updated it this week, and it runs so much smoother.
I know, I'm getting like 70 FPS now. So good.
Yeah, they added 2 new guns as well. Have you had a go with them?
No.
Ooh, they're really good. So they've added a bullpup rifle called the Groza, and that's, oh man, it fires and it's so satisfying because you can put it on full auto and it basically has no recoil. It shoots straight. It's amazing. And then they've added a Glock. It's called the P287 or something like that. And it's got single and auto fire. And if you come around a corner and someone's got that on auto fire, it will tear them in half. It's an amazing pistol to have. Usually I don't carry pistols, but if I find that, I hold on to it. Climbing update, where they're adding climbing and vaulting. That's coming at the end of this month. So looking forward to that. Trying to think of any stories. Have you got any good stories this week?
No, I mean, I've not played a hell of a lot of games this week. I did do a single-player game where I got to 5th out of 100 people.
Yeah, you did.
So I was happy about that.
I think I watched that one. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been.
Webby streamed some.
I streamed some for Colin. Yeah.
Did you camp in a bathroom?
Yes.
Yeah, but then the actual game I came 5th on, I didn't camp in a bathroom at all. So,
but Webby, let's talk about this. In a game of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, you fire your gun like 4 times in one game.
Yeah, it depends on how you play
it depends on how you play, because if you're
me, I kill loads.
Because if you're Fred as well, who's one of the people who play with us, bloody hell, he just goes on a killing spree.
I've got a story actually about Fred. So I was in game yesterday with Fred, Wes, in 2 rooms, and we're running about, and everyone dies fairly early on except Fred. Now, Fred's very good at the game, and he had an 8x scope. I want to say Fred had about 8 kills by the end of the game, and he came like, I want to say he got our team 3rd, and he was like 5th alive. Like, he survived from like, we died at 50, and he got all the way to 5 on his own just by like sneaking around and sniping people in the head with his M4 with the 8x scope. Oh, I want to be him. He's so good at the damn game.
It's just still a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to this coming to Xbox as well. My only concern with the Xbox version is how much they're going to be charging for it. Because obviously on the PC it's 26 quid. You can get it for 20 on CD keys. I guarantee they're going to be selling this for like 30 or 40 quid on the Xbox, and it's going to...
It's not even a finished game. It sounds like they're adding climbing and like, ugh.
Dude, it's still an alpha.
Still feels like an alpha.
It is an alpha.
It is. But they've said it's going to be finished by the end of the year, because they've done monthly updates, which are the big updates, but they also do weekly updates. Well, it's been updated every week since March.
It's going to be finished before it comes to the Xbox.
Yeah, it's going to be finished supposedly by about October at the latest, I've heard. So maybe even September. And I'm trying to think, has there been a week since I started playing this game where I haven't played it? And I don't think there is, because it's the one game on my PC. I always want to play it.
Well, it's really good for co-op as well. With you get 4 people together, and it's just so much of a laugh. It really is.
It's like our Discord chat. You just throw in the Battlegrounds chat.
Oh, I don't know if it's a laugh. It's more of like you're just sitting there with your heart racing the whole time, right?
Yeah, it's so good.
No, that's only towards the end. You're only racing towards the end, or if you get rushed on a corner. Oh, last night I had a great moment. I had an M16. I put it on burst fire, and I walked into a house, and there's a team of 4 in there. And I managed to down 3 of them. And then I execute 2. There's 1 guy alive and 1 guy on the floor, and that's where it all went to hell. But that moment where I downed 3 of them at once on my own, it was a rush. It was a rush I haven't felt in a while.
Amazing, because then I ran in the house with a shotgun and just got killed.
Yeah, you died.
Lols.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
But it's just like, you sometimes you feel very vulnerable in that game. Like, oh, I'm gonna die here. There's like 2 people. Or sometimes you feel a bit like Rambo, like I did, and you go like, oh, I just took out a whole squad. Sweet.
Yeah.
It's a game about where you drop. If you drop in a good place and you set yourself up well, you can survive a long time. If you drop in a bad place, that's not necessarily the end of the game for you. You can find better loot and reposition yourself. Like we took a boat and crossed half the map to set ourselves up, and we ended up coming in the top 5. So it's a very balanced game, and it's more of a skill-based game than a luck-based game, I'd say. But
it's a lot of fun.
It's 5 minutes again.
Yeah, it's easily my most played PC game at the moment. And I think it will be for a while.
Are we allowed to give it Game of the Year?
Yes.
If
it's in alpha.
Doesn't matter.
It won't be by the end of the year.
Yeah.
It won't be by the end of the year.
It's definitely going to be one of my most played games, that's for sure.
At the moment, I think it is my Game of the Year.
I've had it for less than half the time of Persona 5, and I've put in more than double the hours into this than I have Persona.
Persona, I got 38. This, I've got like 60.
Yeah, I am. Sorry.
Sorry, Dan. I'll move on. Should I talk about a PlayStation game? Would that make you happy?
I don't know. I think you could try.
Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy.
No, I can't be fucked with that.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't remember a lot about Crash Bandicoot on the PS1. Like, I must have played it as a kid, and it's
not
sort
very
of
good.
phased out my mind. Yeah, I don't like it as much as some people do.
It's overrated. Sorry, it's overrated.
Yeah.
It's just for the nostalgia trip, isn't it?
I barely remember playing them, so I thought, I may as well get it and have a go. And man, that game is so hard. I'm dying all the time. I've used like 10 resets, and I'm on game 1 of the 3 games. I'm not sure if I'll finish it.
There's certainly a sense of rose-tinted spectacles with Crash Bandicoot. I'm sorry.
Yes.
If you go back to the original Crash Bandicoot and play that again, you would. Yeah,
I don't think it's any
it doesn't
good.
work. I don't think it is. I think it's
Dude, when you play,
never was.
There's the chance in Uncharted 4 to play Crash Bandicoot at one point,
Yeah, there
right?
is.
And the whole time I'm like, this is shit. You're running towards yourself.
Yeah.
Like the camera is you're
that's
running
one
towards
level.
yourself.
That's only one
well,
level.
whatever.
You can verify.
It's
It's
shit.
like a platformer in most of the other levels. There's this
It's
one level though
shit.
that I did on Friday where it's called Hog Wild, and you ride a pig through a town, and you got to dodge these shield fuckers and this spike wall. I think I reset that level about 7 times, like on lives, which means I died about 30 times on that level before I beat it. And when I beat it, I wasn't, you know how sometimes when you beat something you've been working on a long time, you get that ecstasy and like that joy and you want to carry on? I got the opposite of that. I just wanted to put the controller down. And I did, and I haven't really gone back since I beat that level.
It comes from a gaming era when everyone wanted a mascot. You know, it's a Mario. You had Mario, and then Sonic came out, and all of a sudden, the PlayStation or Sony was coming out. And they're like, right, what are we going to do? I know, let's get a Bandicoot and make him run.
What is a Bandicoot?
It's an animal.
It's Australian, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
It's like a dingo.
Really.
Is he a dingo? Is
it a dingo?
Well, he's a bandicoot. No, he's a bandicoot.
Is a bandicoot a legitimate real animal?
Yes.
Is it?
I'm going now.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
It's a marsupial, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You fucking
Sort
lost
of
me
like
now.
They're like rats.
That's like a dog rat with a pouch.
Anyway, so far, I think I looked at the graphics comparison anyway. They've done a good job of like remaking it. Like I'll give them that, but
like, mate,
it doesn't make the content of the game any better. It's insufferable, and it's honestly harder than Dark Souls.
Oh dear, that's
like Dark Souls is doddle.
Well, honestly, Elliot, I mean, kids these days. Sorry, kids. You know, you know nothing about gaming. Back in our day, you know, games were hard. They were hard because there was only about 6 levels, and if you were any good, you could finish it in about half an hour. All right, that's what gaming was.
Yep. It was dying over and over and over again.
Levels in these, so these are.
They wanted your money.
Yeah, they wanted your money. Therefore, anyone that says they're great, you know, anyone that does like I'm really good, I've got a kill-death ratio, I look at them and go, mate, you have no fucking idea. No idea. I mean, I managed to complete Paperboy back in the day with.
Oh my god! I played Paperboy. That game's so hard.
All 7 days, every single, you know, finished
7
it,
days.
done.
Craig David.
Yep. Rewind. Both selector.
On Monday. Sorry. Go on.
Yeah, but that's why I love Pac-Man. You know, it's a test of skill.
They're skill-based games. Like
are you one of the 3 people who's like got the maximum score on Pac-Man, or?
Yeah, no, that's.
I mean, games today are great, right? They're really big environments with fantastic stories, with great gameplay, but they're not hard.
Like Zelda.
Yeah, like Zelda. I mean, it's just you're just
Zelda's
drawn in. Yeah, I mean, I've died a few times in it.
Try
but it's
fighting
not like...
a Lionel in Zelda.
Lionel Richie.
Yeah.
No, L-Y-N-E-L.
They are rock solid.
Okay.
Yeah. I've defeated
Lionel
2 so
Richie.
far, but I mean,
yeah.
Back in the sort of 80s, games were sort of really you play for high scores and nothing more.
That's right.
You didn't play to get to the end of the sort of storyline, if you like, because there wasn't one.
I could tell you when gaming changed, and that's when save points came in.
Yeah, and continues.
Yeah, it continues.
Like in the late 80s.
Well, continue was to keep pumping quarters in.
Well, it is, and that's where I got out of the arcade, so I got bored of it, because, you know, anyone can finish it, as long as you've got... All the rich kids could finish a game, but obviously the poor blokes couldn't. They didn't have the money, but...
It's all about skill.
Vote Jeremy Corbyn. Fight the class system.
Jesus.
Blah, blah, blah.
I didn't bring it up.
Let's keep politics out, guys.
Yeah, all right.
All right, so Crash Bandicoot, it's not as good as people think it is. There you go.
It's shit. No.
What else you been playing, Elliot?
Well, Mario Kart 8 sort of touched on that. Great game. Loving the character roster and all that. Loving loads of maps on that game. I did have a go on the mirrored tracks where they're all like in reverse, which is kind of cool. And I also had a go on 200cc. Excite Bike Arena. Yes, I did. Yep.
That's brilliant, isn't it?
Yep. Yeah, I know. I've played Excite Bike as well. I was like, oh, this is cool.
It was cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Excite Bike reminds me of Trials before Trials existed.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Yes. Cool, man.
Man, when are we getting another Trials game? I really like them.
Oh,
yeah, they were good.
Yeah. Anyway.
Just play Mario Kart. Done.
Yeah. So I looked up earlier how to unlock Gold Mario because I heard he was like the one character you don't start with. You have to beat. I think you have to beat 200cc with like Gold Cup on all of them.
Is that right?
That's doable.
I will do it.
It's either 200 or 150. I'd have to look it up. 200's hard. Like I won it, but like barely.
Yeah.
200 is you have to like brake on the steep corners or you go off.
Cool.
But I'm enjoying it.
I can't even remember what button is brake in that game.
Right.
The bottom middle one.
Right trigger on the Pro controller. I don't know what it is on the other one.
Got it.
Well, I don't know. You play on half a Joy-Con.
Yeah, I play on that's the whole thing.
You were playing on a Joy-Con.
Because I'm used to playing 4-player split screen in my living room, so I'm playing on the little half a Joy-Con thing. Right. Even when I could put them both together or play it on the tablet with two, because I wouldn't know what to do. Because that's all I've ever played with is the little mini half thing.
Yeah. Because me, you, and Stunty were playing yesterday.
Yes.
And we were both on Pro controllers, and we're like, "What are you playing on?" And you're like, "Oh yeah, just a Joy-Con turned on its side."
Yes.
And I was like, "Good luck." And you did well. Like you kept on par like with me and Stunty. I don't know how you.
I was in there.
So tell me about the balloon battle part of Mario Kart, which obviously didn't exist on the Wii U version. Have you played much of that, guys, online?
Yeah, I played a bit of Balloon Battle, although I did play something else today, which I think I like more than Balloon Battle. I played Cops and Robbers.
Yeah.
Yes, I've heard. So,
I don't
how
like
does
it
that work?
much, but my kids love it.
How does that work?
Oh, what a great mode. So you got one team who are red and one team who are blue, and obviously one team's running away from the other. And the team that's the cops, they have piranha plants on the front of their cars, and if you get nabbed by the piranha plant, you go in a jail cell. And if you're a robber, your goal is to obviously evade the cops and then try and like hit the button and free the other prisoners. And the game ends either at the end of time, when time runs out, or when all the robbers are in the jail cell. And it's just it's a simple concept, but it's
so
awesome.
If you don't get them all in, then that side doesn't win.
You don't get them all in, then they win. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but if the cops get all the robbers, then the cops win.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
That's what was missing out the Wii U version. That's what, I think this was going to make it the perfect Mario game, really.
Oh, it is.
Yeah. Oh,
it's my most played game on the Switch by far. It goes Mario Kart, Zelda, ARMS. You
didn't play the Wii U version then?
No, I didn't have a Wii U.
Yeah, see, this is the thing. A lot of people didn't play a lot of these Wii U versions and are now playing for the first time on the Switch, which is really cool.
And they're exactly the same.
No. But not a lot of people bought the Wii U, so if this Switch does well, I think these games are going to do just as well, It's going to do well Christmas time, man.
I want to say I have somewhere about like 14, 15 hours of Mario Kart already. I'm loving it. And on Zelda, I've got like 4. So there's your gap.
Right.
I did not buy the system for Zelda. It's a nice bonus, and I'm enjoying it a lot. But I really bought it to play Mario Kart, which sounds lunacy. But I like Mario Kart.
It's cool.
Not at all. It is a system seller.
Yeah, well, it sold it to me, and I was that was the game I played that was like made me realize the potential for the Switch, and I was like, I want to get one, and then I went and bought one, and I can't stop playing it. In fact, after the podcast, I might sneak in a couple rounds of Mario Kart before I go to bed.
Go to bed. What time is it now?
3:30
a.m. Shit.
Yeah, that's all right. I was up later than this last night watching Doctor Who. Doctor Who came on like 10 minutes after it aired in the UK on my the Australian Broadcasting Corporation app. So I booted it up and watched it.
What's that called, Cody?
No, ABC. Like it's the
Okay.
actual. It's like it's the equivalent of BBC.
Being facetious, don't worry.
Right. What else have you played, Sly?
All right. Breath of the Wild sort of touched on it already. Good game, enjoying it. Struggling a bit, dying quite a bit. I'm sure I'll get over it. I seem to be short on arrows all the time. Does anyone know how I get more arrows?
Yeah,
Kill archers.
Kill archers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you got to get to that first village, Elliot.
If you've got a
Yeah.
wooden shield,
Okay.
here's a good tip. If you've got a wooden shield, just put your shield up and the arrows get embedded into the shield. And then you can just put your shield away and collect the arrows.
And how do I do a shield slide?
Jump down B, I believe, or something. Or jump down A or something like that.
Yeah, you got to jump and then just get your shield out. And you just
if you
slide
use the shield
down
now, though, it will break pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Get a more durable shield.
Yeah, right. Arms we already talked about. All right, 2 more games. They're both Grand Theft Auto games, actually. One's Vice City.
Retro.
I never played Vice City or San Andreas or 3, so I bought the trilogy on Steam and I started on Vice City and I was having a good time with it. And then I bought a Switch and I've now forgotten all about it, obviously.
So
but,
have we.
Vice City was great. No, Vice City is good. It's got a great soundtrack. You know, it's like...
Dan, do you like
Enjoy
Flock of
it.
Seagulls?
I can hear them right now.
I'm talking about the band. Anyways,
oh.
the music in that game.
Yeah, the music's great. The music's always great in GTA games. I think they've spent
Hall
a
and
lot
Oates,
on money on the soundtrack.
Out of Touch by Hall and Oates.
Yeah,
That's one of the
good
ones that was in the game, in the commercial for that game. Yeah.
Yeah, I got Vice City because a YouTuber I watch, James Buckley, who's Jay in the In-Betweeners, if you've seen it. He was talking about his favorite games and he mentioned Vice City and he showed me this, put on the video, showed me the soundtrack and I got convinced and I'm loving it. I've got the Elite controller plugged into my PC and I'm playing it with the Elite controller. It's good fun. And the other GTA game I've played, of course, is GTA 5. Done some more online on it, doing some of the gun running stuff, selling cars, selling guns. Just having a good laugh on it, doing a bit of the heists again. I don't know what to say. They add new content to it twice a month. It's great. I really hope they support Red Dead 2 like they support GTA 5. Webby, have you played much GTA 5?
No, I just played some single player last week. Not been on it this week. Been far too busy.
I've beaten that single player twice, and I really want to do it again.
So good.
It's 30 hours. I don't want to do it again because it's 30 hours, and that's 30 hours I could be putting into Zelda or Horizon or Persona. I've got 3 big games to do, and I don't know how I'm going to do them or in what order. I'm finally getting slow at beating games. I've still not beaten Prey. I haven't gone back. I think I'm going to start Prey over at some point.
Do it. Is that what you've played anyway, Sly?
That's it. That's me.
Okay, Dan.
Dan, tell us.
Tell us about what?
Tell us about Glastonbury.
Yeah,
yes,
Glastonbury.
I was at Glastonbury.
And all the
last
rutting
weekend.
you observed.
Well, there wasn't much rutting. There was only suggested rutting. Let's just say that. People
rutting with their clothes on.
Well, you're disappearing into tents and then coming back out together. That kind of shit. Well, I went to Glastonbury. Yeah, it was good. Any questions?
How was Corbyn? Did you?
Corbyn? I was in the audience for Corbyn. I was.
Oh God.
Was you? Was you
God.
cheering for him?
No, I wasn't actually. No, I just wanted to see. I wanted to go.
Dan's jaded.
I voted Green at the election, so you
Good
can't
on
really.
you.
So, I'm not convinced in Corbyn 100%, but
he's a closet Brexiteer, isn't he?
Yeah, well, I think it's a long game, to be honest with you. I know. I try not to talk politics on here because otherwise, the last time we talked about politics, Phil disappeared.
Half the community left. Yeah.
It's an interesting nuance at the moment in the sense that if you're into progressive politics, it is there is hope out there. That's all I'm saying.
Back to Brexit.
But just changing the subject, Dan was actually part of the world's largest peace sign.
I was, yeah.
Did you set the record, Dan?
Yeah, it was apparently 15,000 of us stood at the Stone Circle at Glastonbury. You could probably see me. I'm in a video on Bristol Live or something like that. If you go online, you can see it. I might put it on I can't be fucked, to be honest with you. So we all came together on, it was Thursday afternoon, and we had a bit of, it was early in the afternoon, so we hadn't properly got going yet, let's just say that, although I had a few ciders. And we went up to the stone circle, and they've laid out some barriers where you're supposed to sit or stand, and we took our places. We are, if you look at the peace sign, the way it works, we're not on the middle arm that goes up to the middle, we're on the third arm that goes up to the middle, and then you've got another arm at the top that goes up. So yeah, and then a helicopter came over and took our photo. It's quite impressive how many people turned up, because we got there, I don't know, about half hour before it kicked off, sat down, so we got quite close. But people just kept on coming, and there was tons of people there. We got one of the Native Americans from who are currently, that kind of that dispute that was out in the States regarding the oil line. I forgot what the name was. Colin, you can help me here. He came and addressed us, and he did some Native American chanting as well, peace chanting and whatnot, which is pretty cool. And everyone held hands, and everyone was happy. It was good. Nice peaceful afternoon, sitting around being peaceful.
I'm looking at the picture now, trying to spot you.
Yeah, I don't think you can. I was wearing blue, dark blue.
You were in blue. Well, that's helpful.
Dark blue, navy blue. I was wearing, and a navy blue. Tricky, innit? So we did that, and then I saw a bit of Radiohead, which kind of because I got quite bored.
Well, they good.
And they were okay if you like Radiohead, I guess.
Yeah.
All the hits really came out at the end, I was told. I saw Foo Fighters. That was mental. I never known anything like it. It was absolutely nuts. I saw a bit of Justice as well, who were amazing. Loads of other bits and bobs in between. One of the surprises for me, I literally stumbled into Thurston Moore's set with his new band after Sonic Youth. And he was really, really good. I didn't know he was playing. And I literally stumbled into a tent, and it was Thurston Moore playing. So that was pretty sweet. And then there was other stuff like King Gizzard and the Wizard Lizard. That was awesome. Goldfrapp. And my favourite one. Goldfrapp. You'll like them,
with
Goldfrapp.
an R.
Yeah, with double P. You'll like them, Colin. They're kind of a electro pop, I suppose, to some extent. I think you'll quite like them. And then Future Islands, who are absolutely superb. If you're not familiar with, yeah.
Does everyone just smell like utter garbage after, because you're going 4 days without everyone washing, right? Like
everyone does. Okay. Everyone smells the same. There are parlours there, glamping parlours they call them, and
you pay money to get a shower or something like that.
Well, all the hipsters and young ladies go to them to get dolled up and get their nails done and all the kind of festive chic and everything, which is quite funny. There's like people going in, obviously quite clearly smelling of cesspits, and then coming out all polished and turd-like. It's quite funny, but everyone stinks there. Everyone does, but you manage yourself. So you use deodorant, and you make sure that you use baby wet wipes.
Plenty of wet wipes, yeah.
Wet wipe it. I mean, I wasn't too bad at the end of it all, to be honest with you. I went. What was it? I showered on Tuesday, and I had another shower the following Monday.
Oh, good God.
Oh, my God, that's minging.
Oh, that's minging, Dan.
Yeah, I had to sort out my athlete's foot at the end of it.
Please tell me you threw buckets of water on yourself.
Set my underwear on fire at that point, Dan.
No.
What the frick?
It's quite easy. You just make sure you pack about six pairs of underpants, so you got fresh underpants every day, and 6 pairs of socks, fresh socks. 6 t-shirts, job done, and then a couple of pair of shorts or trousers, whatever. That's it.
And then in between your wet wiping your armpits and your ball sack and all that.
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. And then you roll on deodorant under your armpits, and then you spray yourself with antiperspirant every day.
I'm trying to remember the longest I've ever gone without a shower since I became like a teenager, and I think the answer is 1 day.
I think there's a challenge here for you, Elliot. I think you need to go a whole week without showering.
But even what's worse than the men would be the ladies, man. Like 7 days without shaving their legs or their armpits.
As if you're going to go around, Colin, and start stroking every single lady's pair of legs.
I'm not, but dude, I'm just saying.
No, not every lady, just every other lady. Dan, come on.
Every other lady, every third. Yeah, but that's the good thing about it. I mean, I'm a season festival goer. I've got another festival coming up in August. I'm going to Green Man, which is in Wales.
Oh my
and
God.
there's every risk that it's going to piss it down because it's Wales. But that's going to be immense. I'm really looking forward to that one. So yeah, it's good.
Did you play any games?
What? Yes, I did. What Glastonbury or here?
Or after?
Drinking
Or
games.
since you've last been on?
Yeah, I've been on for a while, have I? I've been on. I
Yeah.
feel like I've come like the prodigal son returns.
It's because you're always down the fucking pub.
Yeah, that as well. Although, I'm having to obviously tidy up my expenditure recently because I've got to move house. So
you're moving to London. Is that an announcement?
No,
It's official.
No. I'm looking at houses in Brighton tomorrow.
Oh.
So not yet.
It's okay.
Anyway, where do we start? Where have we got? I mean, there's a few I can tick off.
We've got a question here.
Yeah.
So, I'm lagging a bit. Hang on. We got a question from Paul Selwood here.
Oh, hello.
Ask
Hello,
Dan
Paul
if he
Selwood.
licked Corbyn's feet at Glastonbury.
That would have been headline news, Stunty, so no. Yeah, I didn't get much. I didn't get near to him, to be honest with you. I saw him. I was in the pyramid stage. I was quite some distance away for good reason. But yeah, it was a special moment. It was. No, if I've been honest about it all, because everyone goes on about Corbyn being there, but what's been happening recently, it felt for some reason a monumental moment in everyone just basically saying fuck this shit. That's just, there's another way, and that's exactly what it was. And hopefully it's inspired a lot of people, to actually make a stand and do things that what they believe in. So that's the hippie bit done. So
games. Talk about games.
Fair do.
Games. Have you guys talked about Tekken 7 yet?
No.
I did a few weeks ago, and so did Switch. Not today though.
It's good. I haven't played it for a couple of weeks since I've been back, but it's returned to form for Tekken, I suppose, to some extent. But again, I haven't been back to it because and although it's accessible, it's still unbelievably complicated with movesets and everything. So, there's an element of muscle memory when I play it, so that's quite good. For all the times I play Tekken,
Who's playing games?
He's playing games. Elliot,
Not me.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
What are you playing on?
Never played a game on the
I'm in the desert in Zelda.
Okay. So, yeah, go back to Tekken. Yeah, it's decent enough. I mean, when I got it, the online mode wasn't working properly. I couldn't connect with anyone, which was a ball ache. Apparently, they've patched it since. So I might have to check that out. But I've always been a Tekken fan, but not as big as Street Fighter.
Is Eddie Gordo in it?
Street Fighter's the one, though, isn't it? I mean,
exactly.
Don't you feel like
Street Fighter is the one.
It is. If you want to
all you need to know
one
about
game.
Tekken 7 is square triangle down. That's all I needed to know.
Yeah. So yeah, it has its moments. I mean, it's fun enough, but I'll try and get online with it and give it a go. But again, this my love of Tekken stems from my time when I was a student and we used to play Tekken 2 all the time on the PlayStation. So that was the daddy, that one. But this is fine. It's the story mode is as bollocks as ever. I mean, I played some of it and then got bored because the Tekken storyline is just it's like father son having an argument and then grandson turns up and he's basically a devil, and then they both all get upset and kill each other, and then they always come back for the other one.
Do you think storylines have a place in fighting games?
No, they don't.
No.
Well, it's for some
because people complained about that in Street Fighter, though, didn't they?
Yeah.
When it first came out, they didn't have that.
I
But
know.
then when you get the game, really all you want to play is against your friends, really, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't need to know a character's backstory. I don't need
What
to know
if you
it.
have no friends?
Still, you don't need to.
You got a valid point there, Webby. But
Friends.
no. You don't. It's a story.
Would have fucked up my recording, but I can just pull the audio off the stream because it automatically will save
Didn't
the
this
stream on
happen last
YouTube.
week, but the audio was fine?
No, the audio was fucked again. I had to pull the audio from the stream last week as well. So,
Okay.
but it's
Right,
fine.
Let us know when you're ready to go. What was I last on? What do you remember? What I was last
You
saying?
just were finishing up Tekken 7. You were saying you don't like stories and they're a bit annoying.
Keeping all your fighting games on the same system.
Keep
Was that-
fighting games on one system. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Right. Let me
That's
know
all
when
right.
you're
I mean, the stream has started up again, so yeah, just crack on, mate.
Seven,
Yeah,
you were saying you don't like story.
So I've got all my fighting games on one system, PS4, which I didn't mention before. Maybe good luck editing this, Webby.
That's all right.
So yeah, Tekken's pretty cool. I mean, I haven't really played much else on it. I want to do more, but again, it's just time. But as I said, there's a really cool mode on there. I mean, in terms of DLC, they've gone the traditional route of extra characters in a season pass, rather than kind of like what's it's like Street Fighter's doing, I suppose, to some extent, which is you got fight money to earn stuff. But the cool thing is in Tekken, you could also earn extra costumes and bits and bobs to make your online characters a little bit more fancy, which has been a staple for the last couple of games, I guess. Which, give or take, I don't know. You could always put like Kazuna, you could give him a silly frog hat or something. Which is a nice little touch if you're that way inclined. Other things, recently nice to bring me on to segue onto Ultra Street Fighter 2 on the Switch, which at the moment the Switch, if I've been honest, it's not really starved of fighting games. All the SNK stuff,
all the Neo
Geo stuff coming up, and they're doing bizarre things, like they're releasing like the King of Fighters series out of sync, which is quite funny. They'll release it accordingly. There's a couple of dud fighting games on there which I've tried, and they're not very good. But there's like Samurai Shoujo downcoming, or is already on there, or a version of it. All the King of Fighters stuff. There's one particular game, I can't remember what it was, called something Wolves. I can't remember what it was called. What was it called?
Is it Mark of the Wolves?
That's the one. That's the one. That was pretty. That's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
So it's not particularly starved. So you've got.
What do you think of Fatal Fury series? Do you like that?
Again, I give up. I think I've played it about once in my time. And I mean, all these games keep coming out on a weekly basis, and it's like, oh, it's something different this week, like a puzzle game or like a side-scrolling shooter. But mostly it's just fighting games, which goes to show what the Neo Geo was. Oddly, there was a post in the Facebook page the other day that someone didn't know what a Neo Geo was, and I'm like, I don't get it.
I'm trying to think who it was.
We must be quite young then. Perhaps they weren't around when it came out.
I think I know who it was. I'm just going to look.
Yeah, it's all right. No, don't.
Doesn't matter.
Think of it. Doesn't matter.
Anyway,
but I think Ultra Street Fighter 2. So the point I'm trying to make is that all these great fighting games are currently on the system for about £6.19 a throw. This is quite expensive in comparison. You're looking at about £30-35 for a souped-up, polished, albeit a superb game. And it's fine. Is it worth the money? Maybe. Depends how much you like Street Fighter, I guess. But there's air with a side of caution, I guess. If you're going to be sitting down and playing against someone using a Joy-Con each, it is fiddly. I mean, I did that recently.
There's no D-pad, is there?
No, there isn't. You literally have to use the thumbstick. And in some instances, I'm pretty handy at most characters. And I mean, I was having to relearn and do my tactics differently for Guile because I couldn't do like sonic booms properly with the thumbstick. So a lot of it, all my game immediately became a different type of defensive type of game. So yeah, it can be a bit fiddly. I mean, I was looking online the other day, and you can get like wireless Nintendo style joypads, kind of like almost like a, not exactly like a replica, but they're all on the Wi-Fi. And you can actually configure them to be compatible with the Switch. So you can have a wireless, almost like a fight controller to play. And they were about £28 on Amazon. So I was looking at one of those.
This isn't a cheap game on the Switch, is it?
That's what I said, if you'd be listening.
Yeah. I have. I was just, so I'm phasing out a little bit.
That's all right. I know it's early in the morning. Is the sun up yet?
Thank you.
Well, I got it. Someone gave me a code, so I just downloaded it. I wouldn't buy the physical copy of this. I mean, it's too much.
As a package, it's all right. I mean, there is a shitty 3D game on there where you hold a Joy-Con each, and you literally do a first-person view of Ryu, and you have to like hold the Joy-Con. I was playing it the other night. God, it's awful.
Really?
It's like, I mean, I had to do it throws you straight in, and then you have to like hold the Joy-Cons to do Hadoukens, and then you have to do another way to do the Shoryukens, and then the roundhouse kick. You got to do another way. And it's like a tin can alley, like a whack-a-mole type of game.
Right, just been thrown in.
Yeah, been thrown in.
Yeah.
It's a nice little experiment. Maybe it was like a nice little thing they were doing in house. So like, oh look, we've used this. Can we add it as a bonus or use it somehow? I wouldn't be surprised if it's been doing the rounds for some time. It's just been dumped out there. But speaking, I mean, the other features, you got 2 new characters, which really, you got Violent Ken, who is cheesy as hell, overpowered. Same with Evil Ryu. Both of them are massively overpowered if you were to do the arcade.
Right. Are they going to bring out more characters for it then, do you reckon?
Nah, I doubt that very much. Yeah. But, which kind of moves on to another segue, I suppose, to some extent. A couple of weekends ago, I was around Nathan's and we did a retro games day with our mates Jay and Charlie. And we played all sorts. We did, which I'll go into shortly. But we did go down the pub for a couple of hours just to get away from the eyeball strain. And one of the local pubs has a setup of a Super Nintendo and a Nintendo 64. And we played a bit of the original Street Fighter 2 using the old classic.
You can't beat it. You can't beat it.
You can't. Well, they couldn't beat me.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I'm much better on Street Fighter on the Super Nintendo I am with an arcade stick and 6 buttons, to be honest with you. I just find it so much easier.
Yeah, I have to say, though, Nathan will claim a victory on me for cheesing it with A Honda's 100 hand slap. I know he'll listen to this and send me a text saying I'm wrong. But it was bring it on, guys, bring it on. But yeah, it's that's why I'm looking forward to the mini SNES as well, because you've got old school Super Nintendo on them 2 pads. Which I'm really looking forward to. So back to that day anyway. So we played a lot of Golden's N64, and I have to say we played GoldenEye 4-player. God, that game's garbage now.
Yeah, you can't go back to any N64 game.
Yeah, because they all just look like cardboard characters, don't they?
Well, it's just so primitive.
They've dated so badly, haven't they?
They have, unfortunately. You know, you just can't go. I don't own an N64, believe it or not. Shock horror. Yeah. You know, I'm a Nintendo collector, but I just can't go back to any of the games. And even the Zeldas, like Majora's Mask, I'd rather play that on the 3DS than go and play the N64 version.
Yeah,
I remember.
Which, by the way, is that game any good?
Majora's Mask.
Majora's Mask.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Virtual Console on the Switch when that comes out.
There's a bunch of Zelda games I never played because I didn't have a GameCube or an N64 or a Wii. So like.
Yeah.
Haven't played Ocarina of Time. Haven't played Twilight Princess. Haven't played
Breath of the Wild. I'm gonna blow you out the water. Breath of the Wild is my first Zelda game.
Okay.
Wow.
But I'm just saying, which one should I play next? Is it Wind Waker HD? Is it Twilight Princess?
Wind Waker.
Do Wind Waker.
It's awesome.
Twilight Princess is all right. It's not my favourite though.
No, I think Wind Waker's my favourite, and Zelda: Link to the Past. But can I just say that Breath of the Wild really has set the benchmark now for every Zelda going forward. I can't see them going back to the way they designed Zelda games in the past. I mean, they've got the engine now going forward, maybe in a couple of years' time, to do like a Majora's Mask with this open world, you know, with new dungeons, stuff like that.
Well, what's the dynamic of Majora's Mask? Is it the mask changes thing? Like, what is the gimmick?
Yeah, changes time and stuff. And
the thing, you start the game and you literally have 3 days before the end of the world.
I was about to ask, is that the one with the timer?
Yes. So you have this giant kind of asteroid
I don't know if I like that.
With a smiley face. And then you have to use the ocarina to travel. It's almost like Groundhog Day. So you would, it's really clever. So you would get so far, you find out certain bits about people, and then you would, reverse time to the start, and then you go and find out what this person was doing at this point of time, and obviously solve puzzles that way. It's a really, really intricate, clever way of doing it, and it's fucking rock hard.
It is good, but Ocarina of Time is much better.
Yeah. It sounds like Life is Strange, like where you go and you find the information out from the person, and then you reverse time and use the information to like blackmail them or whatever. It sounds like that kind of.
But is Ocarina of Time better than Wind Waker? Because Wind Waker was really.
I don't know. I mean,
I think so.
I think Wind Waker's got that art style that hasn't dated. The trouble is with Ocarina of Time, it does
The
look
graphics
dated
are
now.
old. Yeah, it does.
Yeah, whereas
It
Wind
does.
Waker's got the cel-shaded look, which is timeless.
Yeah,
You know, it's just classic.
and it's quite short for a Zelda game. I finished it.
It is. Yeah,
Really
you
What
do
is
it
Wind
quite
Waker?
quickly.
Yeah, Wind Waker. Yeah,
But the music's beautiful. It takes you back. You know, as soon as you set out, because it's all on the open sea, Collie. You know, it's like this big sandbox, but in the open sea, and exploring different islands. And with each island that you encounter, they're just big dungeons. You know, which I miss actually from Breath of the Wild. I did find the dungeons or the what do you call them? The divine beasts a little bit too easy and a little bit samey. The whole theme was a little bit samey.
All the shrines that you can do the shrines in 3 minutes each. You know. That's
I guess the shrines are the puzzles in Breath of the Wild, but dungeons in Wind Waker and previous Zelda games, they're big crawling dungeons.
Yes,
they took a while. You know, you get a big end of level boss, and they're all different. The bosses, and you've got to work out the different attack patterns. Whereas the bosses in these are all these kind of Ganondorf, different spirit Ganondorfs, aren't they?
Yeah,
Ganons.
that's it.
I've got 2 questions about Zelda.
Question number 1.
The first one is it worth playing Link to the Past on my SNES?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay.
That's still my favorite Zelda game.
All right.
Even better than Breath of the Wild, in my opinion.
My second question is: are they all like sequels? Do they all link into each other, or are they their own separate
stories?
Okay, cool.
There is all you need to know about Zelda is that the land of Hyrule has always existed, and the legend dictates is that there's a creature or force called Ganon, who will always come back time and time again over the eons. And the tie-in is that there's always Link and Zelda attached to it. So it's almost like they're all different stories, but it's legend repeating itself.
It's Groundhog Day, something or other.
Yeah, to some extent, yeah. Because you'll play some of the games and there's reference to Hyrule being underwater. And there's other ones, you know, whereby for example, if you play Breath of the Wild, you'll find the Temple of Time, which is come to Ocarina of Time.
To me, it's just to get like all of that's nice. It's a fluffy way of saying they just do the same. They do the story. Like the main characters are always the same.
Yeah.
But they bring in new dynamics and new things of changing it. You know.
So could you say they're sort of like parallel universes where, like, you know,
no, it's not even that complicated.
No.
It's we need to make a Zelda game which has Link, Ganon, Zelda, and swords and shields, and the rest is a blank slate. That's it.
Yeah. And you'll have characters coming back from time to time, like Mr. Tingle.
Mr. Tingle.
They do that with films now as well. They go back to like the Star Trek's gone back to original series, original cast, isn't it? And obviously Star Wars as well, prequels and whatnot.
Yeah.
I don't think it really matters as long as you know the things that are familiar to the world to you are in it. That's what makes the game. But the game
familiarity.
It's funny, isn't it, how they do things? I mean, the new Metroid on the 3DS is basically Metroid 2. They're just a remake of that again. So, you know, I don't think it matters what timeline or where you pick up the game, Collie. You just pick up and play it, mate. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway.
Elliot, rather. Sorry about that.
Sorry. That's why I was flagging off the N64. And we also played some WWF WrestleMania 2000.
Oh, good game.
Fucking hell, man. Is it? We had fun.
Fair opinion.
We had fun. We had fun over the space of an hour or so when we played Royal Rumble. But again, most tinted spectacles. I so hope they don't do a mini N64. It will just basically...
they won't.
No.
You don't reckon?
No, honestly, I think they will pump one of these things out a year and we will see one.
Yeah, I don't think it's worth it.
I don't know if the cheap tech is there. The cheap tech is there, and the Raspberry Pi emulator thing for the NES and the SNES is there. I don't know.
I think there's going to be an
N64.
I think there's going to be a GameCube emulator for the Switch. I reckon.
I'd like that.
What are the killer games for the GameCube?
Luigi
Metroid, Super Mario Sunshine.
Rogue Leader, Star Wars Rogue Leader.
Pikmin,
Rogue Squadron, Pikmin,
Smash Brothers,
F-Zero GX.
Yeah, Luigi's Mansion's awesome.
Yeah, Paper Mario.
The Mario Kart Double Dash.
What Mario Kart was on GameCube? Which one?
Don't know.
Oh,
One of them.
6.
I love
6 or
Mario
7
Parties.
with a microphone.
Yeah, bloody hell, that's not going to work, is it?
Yeah. Mario Golf
So, yeah.
is an excellent golf game, actually.
I have Mario Golf. Oh,
That's probably the best golf game I've ever played.
So
it's better than GTA 5's golf.
Yeah, it is. It's awesome.
All right.
I recommend, therefore, let's just skip. Let's just forget about the N64. Put it underneath a rug somewhere, and then we'll crack on with it.
That
Anyway,
controller was an abomination.
it was.
So
It was like a
what came after the SNES? Was it the GameCube or the N64?
No, it
then
was
the
the
GameCube?
N64, then the GameCube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if we're following the trend, next year we'll get the N64. The year after we'll get the GameCube.
I doubt that very much, to be honest with you.
We'll see, Elliot. We'll see.
Yeah.
Nintendo
What else
likes
happened
to
on your
print-
retro game night?
Played. Then we got fed up with the pixelated, shitty graphics, so we plugged in the Switch
And played Mario Kart?
Played Mario Kart, Arms, and Tetris Pile. Yeah, then it was time to go home. But which brings me on to another kind of loose segue. I taught Nathan how to play Dig Dug the other night in a pub.
Oh, did you?
It was kind of magical. It was because he was like, "Oh, I never played this before." I said, "Watch this," and he went, "Oh, it's really tactical."
So, yeah.
Yep, it is. I fucking
It's
love
quite
Dig Dug.
hard, isn't it? Yeah.
I got quite good at it.
But
Yeah.
yeah, that's classic.
So what I've got, I got about a 5-year plan in the sense that when I do settle down somewhere in a house or a flat, I want to get myself a nice little tabletop,
You need an
coffee
arcade
table.
machine, man. Yeah.
Yeah,
Get
well,
yourself a bar top, or if
Yeah,
you
that's what I
can,
bar
a
top.
jam
Yeah,
cab. Yeah.
nothing too big.
No,
Yeah.
you'd like that. You love all the old stuff, don't you, Dan?
Yeah. Well, this is just have it round, and just to say, just play on it when you're bored and you wake up in the morning, you put your cup of coffee to one side and you play a bit of Space Invaders. Oh,
yeah,
yes.
they're just nice, short little stints of gameplay, and every time you go back, you get a little bit further, and you do feel it's quite rewarding, actually, with the old arcade games.
Yeah.
Especially when you're in an environment where, it reminds me when I go to the arcade club and I've got blokes my age in there and we're still competing like we were kids back in the day. And you do get quite a buzz off it,
Yeah.
It's good fun. It's really good fun.
Good.
A lot of
Well,
replay value.
Definitely. Well, it's always about high scores and score attack with me.
Yeah.
In fact, I tried to stream some Pac-Man Championship Edition DX. No, Championship Edition 2 the other day, but no one watched me. I was showboating, man.
Dude, we've got to do the barbecue at mine. You're going to love playing the old games around here. I've just got my Battle Zone, my Atari Battle Zone.
Yeah, what's the plan on that? Make that happen.
Yeah. Well, will you be able to make it, Collie?
No, I won't.
No.
I'll make you FaceTime me.
Well, what do you reckon August then, guys?
August is, I think I'm going to Green Man the 20th and the 22nd of August. The following weekend's my birthday, but I've not got nothing planned. The August bank holiday. But prior to that, I should be about.
All right. Well, I'll throw some dates out and just make sure we can all make it at one particular day. And I should have a lot of cabs going by then.
Wicked.
It'd be cool. But we've got to do it before the winter sets in.
Yeah, and if the weather's good, we can put tents in the garden.
Yeah, it'd be like Glastonbury.
It is, yeah.
Get a bit of rain.
Yeah. I'll get some hash.
Bit of mudslinging. No sex, though. No rutting.
No rutting.
No rutting.
No rutting in the tents.
Yeah, no, that'd be cool, man.
That's it, really. I mean, you can tell by my games, it's literally fight, beat 'em up, score attacks, and Nintendo games. And I haven't really anything that's come out recently, story-wise. I've just gone cold on. So I think the next thing I got on pre-order is Splatoon 2. So
yes,
looking forward to that.
I'll join you on that.
Good.
I'll consider it as well. Just
good.
Prove to me. Yeah, we need to. Stunty's just asked for a Mario Kart 8 session, so we need to do that soon.
Yeah. Oh, is he stalking us today? Is he? Hello, Paul.
Oh. Yeah. He just posted in the thing because we tried to get a community thing going yesterday, and we had me,
and
Paul,
it basically ended up as
or me, Elliot, and Stunty, and that was it.
Yeah, it was us three.
There's not many of us as a Switch though. I mean, I've got a few people's accounts on my.
You got mine, have you?
Yeah, that's it. I've got yours. I've got everyone else's.
You got mine.
Your name on there, Sky Skipper.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, easy one to remember.
Yep.
Cool. Well, that's it. Me done.
Webby,
make it quick.
Well, I've hardly played
No PC
anything,
talk.
so I'm going to do some PC talk because there's not been enough of it on this week's show. So,
I did a little bit.
all I was going to say is I'm so happy to be part of the PC Master Race, to have the superior graphics and the better frames per second than all you console
See, now
peasants out
you're
there.
talking like you're the reason why people hate us now because you're being
snob.
I'm actually just having a joke.
Enjoy your games like me.
I'm enjoying my games, and I'm enjoying having a PC because all those retro games that you were talking about, I can just download them and play them for free. So it's great.
Yeah. Pay for 5 minutes and you turn them off.
Yeah. But yeah, I've not really been playing a lot. I've been playing the only couple of games I have been playing. Obviously, Battlegrounds. We've already talked about that. I've been playing a lot of Final Fantasy 14, and I know I mentioned it last week, but the new expansion came out a few weeks ago. I just want to say, obviously, because Switch isn't here, that I'm really enjoying it, and it's actually turned into my favourite expansion for the game now. It just feels like I've bought a completely new game, and I'm just really, really enjoying my experience with it at the moment, and I really want some more people from the community to actually pick up Final Fantasy 14 either on the PS4 or on the PC and join us on it, because it is a lot of fun, and you don't need to be... I knew that was coming. That big cough right into the microphone.
I do actually have a cold and a cough.
Man.
So yeah, and the thing I'm really liking about it is obviously you don't need other people to help you with the game. It's a lot of it you can do on your own. So yeah, I've been really enjoying that, and it's been a really, really good time. So that's the game I have mostly played this week. I've also played on the PC Planet Coaster, which is kind of like you build your own theme park. I played that for a couple of hours, but now I have actually refunded that on Steam.
Oh, fuck, I didn't get to play it yet.
So unlucky, Sly. That's been refunded.
Too slow.
Yep.
Refund it.
And I've also today started playing some Dark Souls 3 on the Xbox One, which is very enjoyable. I only played it for about an hour, but it's Dark Souls. I don't know what else I can say about it. It's fun. So if anyone wants to help me and do some co-op, that would be amazing. That's all I've played this week, because I've been on night shift, so I've mainly been just sleeping. So that's me done. So I'm going to get straight to the questions. So Chris Dixon says, I love the fact that I can finally play some Kane and Lynch multiplayer. Anyone else giving it a go?
That's not a bad game. That's not a bad game, if I remember correctly. Kane and Lynch.
So when that came out on the Xbox 360, me and Peebs absolutely rinsed it, and it was a lot of fun.
I don't know about going back to it, though. I don't think I finished it, so it might be a chance to go back.
I'm not going to be playing it again.
I'll download it. I've never played it. So.
I mean, I love the fact that the Xbox One has this backwards compatible stuff, but I do not really play those games because they just look so jank.
Also, I'm looking forward to the original Xbox games backwards compatibility.
What? No, you're not. No one gives a fuck about those.
No one cares about any of that, but I do need to find out from my wife when I'm going to be allowed to play Stick of Truth in this house.
I wouldn't mind playing Jurassic Park, Operation, whatever it was called. That was fun.
I want to play Harry Potter Quidditch.
Oh, God, really?
God.
These games suck balls.
Or Return to Castle Wolfenstein, even though I own it on PC.
Anyway,
play on PC. That's the point.
Yeah, let's play on PC. It's awesome. Woo. Right,
PC can suck my balls.
Typical Mac user pays double the price for a PC that can't even play games.
At least it doesn't crash.
Mac hasn't
crashed.
Lols. Anyway, Callum Malcolm says, if you could only have 2 gaming devices, which combination would you choose? For him, it would be PC and 3DS XL.
Oh, good choice.
This is hard.
I know one of my answers. I don't know the other yet.
PS4 and Switch. There you go. Job done.
I think my answer's the same, except for I really like Overwatch on the Xbox One. So I think I'm going to say PS4
You can
and
play
Xbox
Overwatch
One.
on the PC, though.
I got Overwatch on the PS4, Colin. Come and join me. Join me on the other side.
Right.
I own it twice. It's such a good game.
PS4 and PC. Easy. Job done.
It's too hard a question.
See,
because Alex's choices will be like, the Nintendo GameCube and the Nintendo SNES.
The Neo Geo and the Atari.
It's got to be Super Nintendo straight away, right?
Yep, Super Nintendo.
But then, I don't know. Well,
Not enough games out on the Switch yet for Alex.
I've got over 100 DS games I'm looking up here on my shelf.
That's what it is.
See, I think
So it's got to be that.
Holy
I
crap.
think mine is PC, PS4, and I would play like old Mario Karts on the PC to make up for the loss of the Switch.
On your
Does
own.
that work though? These emulations on the
Yeah.
PC?
No,
Yes.
shit.
Yes,
No,
they
doesn't.
do.
Yes, they do.
You
They
played
do.
Breath of the Wild and it didn't work. Remember?
No, I did, and it worked.
It'll probably work for
like
me
the
now,
only
but I'm talking
2
about
bits,
like
and I was
I'm talking
I
about
wanna
retro
go to-
consoles like Super
You
Nintendo. and
can
that.
play Mario Kart multiplayer on a PC emulator?
If you can link it up locally.
Or
yeah.
if you plug in a couple of controllers.
Well, you can
Yeah.
emulate anything you, want.
You can
on-
also
on
emulate.
PC.
You could
You
do
got-
like local area play as well.
I mean, people have MAME. They play all the old arcade games, but you can't beat playing the arcade game on a dedicated cabinet with the original controls. It's just not. It's a completely different.
Well, not
Well,
everyone
I
can
can't,
afford to
because
build a load of cabinets.
Well, and I'm
Or have the
tall,
room.
So I have to bend my knees at like 70-degree angles in order to be able to see the screen at the right height.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm 6'10". It must be so bad for you.
Ooh.
Shut up, Elliot. I'd still
We've got-
fold you in half.
You gonna hop on a flight?
Yes.
Be nice to see you.
Mm-hmm.
He'll cry like a baby.
I can imagine that you give each other a hug, and Colin rests his head on Elliot's chest.
Right, next
So,
question
Dan, I'm the same
anyway.
height as you.
I do want to get through these questions. So, Paul Barry Hickens says Chinese or Indian?
Indian.
Indian.
all the
Indian.
way.
Indian.
Right. Indian. I've got to
And
tell
I
you,
speak Chinese fluently.
I had this awesome, what was it, lamb
Chinese
naga.
food or Indian food?
Lamb naga at curry house about 3 weeks ago. I kid you not, it was amazing. One of the curry houses. It made
Was it
my
better
head-
than that Kathmandu curry that you had down in fracking Tobacco Dock? Or wherever you were?
that curry was okay. This was just heat, but in a good way.
Oh,
Moorish
God, I remember
heat.
that one. Yeah.
Oh, it was
I
good.
still prefer Thai. Thai is my favourite.
There we go.
Really?
Thai is very good.
I don't think I've
It is
ever
good.
had
Thai
Thai.
second to Indian.
Thai
Yeah.
is good.
I'll
mate.
try it. I don't think I've ever had Thai.
You should.
Lovely. Very,
I should.
very light and refreshing food.
Mm-hmm.
Thai food is the bomb, dude.
Okay, next question. Nick Wilson says, do you prefer announcing games years off like Sony or announcing them within a year of release like what Xbox are now doing?
Within a year.
Within a
Within
year.
a year. There's no point in announcing next year.
yeah.
Nintendo didn't. Nintendo said, right, all we're going to announce is 2017. We're not going to announce anything for next year. And I think that's
I mean,
wise.
they announced the Switch like a month before it came out, didn't they?
Exactly. You know, it creates expectation. I mean, you know, that stupid Mario Rabbids game coming out, it's given us about 3-4 months notice, and everyone's gone crazy for it because they know
Yeah.
it's coming. You know, if you do half your press conference, although some of the Sony stuff looks good in 2018, who gives a fuck? I could be dead.
Yeah.
And knowing your
Yeah.
lifestyle, Dan, you're probably right.
Hey, I've been a good boy this weekend. I've had
Ratting.
I had 4 pints on Friday, and I had 1 beer last night.
Dan, you're gonna have to finish that story. You're gonna stop. You're gonna finish it in early 2018.
I know. Sorry, spoilers.
Okay, question from Lee Gartland. Digital or physical copies? I'm a collector. I would hate it if all went digital, but that seems to be the trend. Sad face with a tear.
Physical.
Physical all the way.
Digital for
Whatever's
me.
Physical.
cheapest. Whatever
Physical.
is cheapest.
I wanna get digital. Digital.
Bollocks.
I like digital because I don't like clutter. So for me that's perfect. Even though sometimes you can get the physical games cheaper than even Steam. I picked up Dishonored 2 for £10.
You've got so much Final Fantasy clutter. It's unbelievable.
I know.
Yep.
I need to sell that shit.
No, you won't.
Why though? You like the game? Keep it. So
Exactly.
you might want to go back to it.
Yeah.
Webby, the only Final Fantasy I played was 15, and I beat it.
You know, I've got Final Fantasy 7 on PS1,
I know you
PS3, PS4,
I bet they're
Vita,
worth something now, aren't they?
PSP, and on Steam. Too many
I bet they're
copies.
worth.
Maybe I'll give 7 a go when it comes to the PS4.
No, who cares?
Oh, yeah,
Ares
on the
dies.
PS4.
Aries dies.
Can the name of this episode be Rutting, please?
Yes, I don't even know what it means, but there we go.
Can it be I'll fold you in half?
No, Rutting.
Rutting. Next question.
Anyway, that's all the questions.
Okay.
So
I'm Googling Rutting.
So I think we should end it here because I have a Papa John's pizza that's going cold.
Okay.
Why didn't you eat it during the podcast?
No, I don't. I'm not unprofessional like you guys.
Just
coughing in the microphones, playing games on the microphones, tweeting birds in the background, fucking seagulls in the background.
I've been snotting. I've got Niagara Falls pouring out of my nostrils right now.
3 of those 4 things were Dan, and 1 was Alex.
Well,
so
you're allowed to play games because for research for the podcast.
Exactly. I've been playing Zelda as well.
Right, so for next week's show, I want you to research how to be fucking quiet.
It's all fun and games.
And you need to appreciate this. I've been missing the baseball game for you guys tonight, and we are winning 15-1. So I've been missing out on one of the greatest games ever. Just for you,
dude. Martin, wait to see my baseball bat. You're gonna love it, mate. I tell you, it's so cool.
To see it.
It's
Send me a
really
picture
cool.
so I can put
I'll send you a picture.
Thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Right, we're going to end it here. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming on. Sorry that my PC crashed for 2 weeks in a row. I need to look into sorting that out for next week.
Yeah, master race my ass.
I think I need to update my OBS.
My PC's perfectly fine.
Yeah, we didn't ask about yours.
Well, don't throw him in with me. Don't say PC Master Race. He's something else.
Yeah, super awesome. Because I built my own PC.
Hey, there's a fucking hierarchy in the Master Race. I can't believe. Why am I not surprised? It's like fucking Gestapo.
Yeah, Webby's the peasant. I'm the king. Have you not seen my PC?
Anyway,
Jesus Christ.
Let's end it on a high and. Thank you everybody for coming on. So from me, Mark Webb, Gamer Dag, Pearson ID, Steam ID, Webby407.
Alex, Nintendo Arcade, go and check the YouTube out.
Colin,
wake up.
Collie Wally, sorry.
Rick and Morty back in like 27 days. Wubba lubba dub dub. Sly Almond.
Okay, so my dad. Bye.
Is that it? Is that everyone?
Yeah, I think that's it.
There's
no one popping up. No one popping up at the end.
Okay, cool. So, thank you very much for listening to the show. Don't forget to visit the website mojo-interactive.net. Follow us on Twitter at mojo_int. And facebook.com/groups/mojo interactive. No spamming or putting nudie pictures on there, or you will get banned.
Who was that?
So, anyway, thank you very much. We will see you next week. Goodbye.
Who did that?
No one. I just thought I'd say it because it's funny.
Okay.
Anyway, so sorry to all the people who are listening live. It's a bit of a mess, but I can assure you the edited version will actually be a lot better.
So we're sorry you got fucked over, but the people who listen to it like post live, they get a nice experience.
Yeah,
they'll get a nice I mean, they'll get to see it in its rawest form. You know, this is
this is hardcore shit.
Yeah,
have you guys seen all the jokes that have come out of E3 about Bethesda re-releasing Skyrim on everything? I've seen it in Minecraft, on graphic calculators. It's hilarious. Seriously, Bethesda are just milking Skyrim. They've been milking that game for 6 years.
I haven't actually played it, so I'm quite looking forward to playing it on the Switch. So
yeah, it might be all right actually.
Yeah. If have you played it before, Alex, or never?
I killed Morrowind.
Okay.
And I absolutely loved that game. And then what was after that? Oblivion, which I briefly touched on. So yeah, it's going to be a completely new game for me, to be honest with you. I would imagine from Morrowind. Is it?
Well, that's good for you. If you've never played it, you enjoy it on the Switch. You have fun. You wear your Zelda tunic and your Master Sword. Have fun.
Yeah.
But
I will.
For people like me who played it in 2011 when it came out, and they played it again last year, we don't need it again.
You don't need it again, no.
Yeah. But
it's portable though. You could take it on the train. Go and hunt vampires.
Why though? I've already got Zelda for on the train.
Yeah.
Yep.
True.
Zelda will take you 100 hours.
Zelda is going to be done in a few weeks when I start uni, because all I do is sit on the train on the way to uni.
Yeah. No, I think the more third party we get on the Switch, the better. Whether it's an old game or not,
Yeah.
if it's a good game, that's all that matters. You know,
I don't think people would be ripping the piss out of it so much if they hadn't already just re-released it for next gen last year.
Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't really matter, does it? To be honest with you, I mean, you buy it or you're not. As long as they keep this, I mean, I'm quite impressed with their Nintendo's release strategy. It's like there's a quality game every month or so.
Yeah.
As long as they keep the quality going throughout. You know, if something doesn't appeal, you can skip a month, but you always know something's on the horizon.
You know, what we were saying about supply and demand now, Nintendo always seems to have shortages, right? Yeah. I went to buy a copy of Mario Kart, like the cartridge. Didn't have it in the shop I bought my Switch. Didn't have it in the other shops. Like, everywhere I looked, no copies of Mario Kart. I had to buy it digital.
Yeah,
which is insane. I don't think I've ever had a game be sold out when I've tried to buy it since like 2010, maybe.
Oh, it sells. Yeah. Things sell out all the time over here.
That's why digital is so great, because it never sells
I know.
out.
That's what I did. As soon as I got home, I was like, right, pick up the Switch, buy Mario Kart, problem solved.
And when you've got super amazing broadband, a 50 gig game can download in 10 minutes.
Well, I waited 2 hours for my Mario Kart to download, but it was only 6.7 gigs, so...
I think with me, it's just, although you don't get the instructions anymore. I mean, I used to love the manual and flicking through it and seeing, used to get a bit of artwork in there and stuff like that. That's all.
Is there a map
gone
in the Zelda case? I didn't look at it yet, but I've got a folded up piece of paper in the Zelda one that looks like it could be a map.
Yeah, I mean, your argument for digital is getting stronger because there is no manual or art package, but you do get, like, your favourite game, a lot of collectors will buy their limited editions, like the Breath of the Wild I've got here with the sword.
Did you play Witcher 3, Alex?
No, I didn't. I have seen
any copy of that game, like if you bought standard or limited or whatever, it came with like a soundtrack, a map, like a thank you note. Like
well, that's cool.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm glad I bought it.
Great for people that want to collect physical. Yeah. You know, for me, it's the only way. I'm a collector. I like collecting the games, and if it's a favourite game, I want to go back to it. I want to drag it off the shelf and stick it in the machine. I don't want to have to know that it's out on some cloud somewhere, and I don't really own it. You know, I just don't get that. It's the same with music in a way. Yeah. I've got like 200 odd CDs upstairs that I was actually thinking of car booting this weekend, and I went through them all. Thought, I just can't get rid of any of these. I paid 15 quid for these back in the day. You know. And if the whole shithouse goes up in flames and, I don't know, the cloud goes down, you're fucked. You've got no more music, no more games.
You got no more. You got survival instincts, survival of the fittest, apocalypse, everyone eating dog food out of cans. I think the music in the clouds can be last of your worries, to be honest with you.
Well, it would be. Well, I don't know. Music is the language of love. You know, you know that Glastonbury.
Yeah, man. It's political. It's it creates ideas. It inspires.
When shit hits the pan, people would want escapism more than anything. To be honest with you.
I just saw a picture on Reddit, and it says like these games came out 15 years ago, and Super Mario Odyssey is 15 years old, and so is Zelda Wind Waker.
Alex,
and I've never played them.
What?
The same reason you like physical and buy cartridges is the same reason I own guns. At some point, the shit's gonna hit the fan, society's gonna break down, the lights are gonna go off. And when the lights go off, you can't play with those physical cartridges anymore.
Do you know what?
I
had this conversation with this guy that I met with these 50-odd guns. I said, why do you need so many? He said, for that reason, what you just said, if the shit hits the pan, the one thing people are going to be dealing and trading with is guns. This is my security, he said. I said, really? You really think that's going to happen? And
yeah,
these guys do. You really think
BMX
that?
He's got 40 BMX bikes.
He also collects amiibo, so...
Yeah, the amiibos are useful. Especially when
no, I know. I wish I'd have remembered to touch on this, but I looked into the amiibos, and obviously, once again, shortages. You know, like the resale market for amiibo is ridiculous. It's like a vicious circle. You look at the prices for some of them, and it's like they started at 25 like originally, and now they're up to like 150.
Yeah.
Like,
Which
people
ones you on
sell
now?
mini-
Breath
Oh,
of the
just
Wild
any of the
The
Breath of
Guardian,
Wild
the Guardian
stuff.
Breath of the Wild one. That's like
Yeah.
the white unicorn.
You mean the Guardian with the legs that looks like the octopus?
Yep. Yeah, you
Yeah.
have one of those?
Yeah, I've got one. Yeah,
Which
I'm gonna go to Walmart in a second and see if they have one.
I've got all of the Breath of the Wild amiibo boxed in.
From what I understand about the ones for Mario Kart is you don't need to use it every time you want to do something with it. You only
Nope.
need to use it once,
Yep,
and then you
unlock
get the
skin.
suit.
That's
So
right. In Breath
if
of the
you
Wild,
could
you use
be
them every day.
an absolute gentleman and send me all of them, and I could tap them on once and then send them back.
Yeah.
No, that's not going to happen.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
they're
what
pretty
you
cool.
can do instead is you can send them your Switch. They'll tap it
Yes.
for you and then send you back your Switch.
I'm not gonna
The
do
wolf
that.
amiibo is quite good actually, because you actually get the wolf that follows you around in the game, which is quite cool. And that's quite
Sweet.
cheap. You can pick that up anywhere for a tenner.
Is that the Link Wolf one? I saw that one on
Yeah.
eBay. It wasn't that much.
Yeah, you
actually.
can only use it. Well, once it's died though, that's it for the day. You can only use it the next day. It's pretty cool.
Right, guys, I need to do what Dan won't do, and that's have a shower. So I'm going to.
Cheeky cunt.
Yeah,
I'm
good
going to speak to you
podcast,
later.
guys.
Yeah, enjoyed speaking with you.
Yeah, nice
Webby,
to
tell
catch
Leanne
up.
I'm sorry.
No worries. Catch you later. I'm just playing some Final Fantasy, so.
Oh
Ah.
Take
god.
care, guys.
Yeah,
All
see you
right,
later, dudes.
guys. Bye.
See you
See
later.
you later. Bye. Bye.